is Citi 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Jesus and tell him, this is my story. This is my story. You are my song.
.634, starting the morning with Dunsin Oyekan.
with Lawrence Oyo. It's one of my favorite songs for the season. Oh my God. It says, worthy of my praise. This is my story. This is my song. You are my song. From my spirit to my soul until my voice re-echoes. You are worthy of my worship. You are worthy of my praise. The key to this song is the various dimensions of the hallelujah. Ah, yeah. 6:35. Business Sense this morning is from one of America's most successful coaches of all time. He's called John Wooden. And this is from his Pyramid of Success. He makes a very powerful quote. He says, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you're capable of becoming. I love it. Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. Wow. This is very deep. Let me repeat for one last time and then we'll move on. Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing that you did your best to become the best that you're capable of becoming. We'll just leave it there. It's brought to you by Access Bank. More than banking, with the chance to win big in the Access Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit 250 cedis into your existing account or savings or current. Join the promo, increase to 500 and you qualify for a draw. And the draw you can actually win a share of a 500,000 cedis in cash. And there are other gadgets like iPhones, Chromebooks and PS5s all on offer. And the promo is on till September 2025. So just call 0800 004 400 and ask about the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Okay. Let your children learn. It's a nice song to learn. We're going to the newspaper review segment, or the news review rather, brought to you by Piva Beverages, a Ghanaian-made drink with 5 distinct flavors available at a local store. Make sure you're Piva-ized this morning. 0550-032231 Piva Beverages, a taste you will certainly love. Segment is also brought to you by Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on the journey of life, we are here with you to support you. Trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Let's turn your dreams into reality. Fidelity, believe with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Kasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
So it's 6:40, and I welcome Richard Delaskai and Caleb Kuda to the studio. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I hope you're safe. I hope you're fine.
Oh, yes.
I hope your house didn't get flooded.
Not at all.
Not at all. You know what's funny about our listeners? So a lady sent me a message yesterday. She's an architect, and she's one of our committed listeners. And then she says, let me just read the message. Before the discussion of floods today, which is a broken record at this point, please tell people to treat their compounds like a sponge.
Okay.
70% grass, 30% pavement or tiles.
Great.
The grass will soak away the water into the earth.
Right.
It's not even that complicated. Then she has an emoji of a frustrated person. Then she says they should slope the paved area into the grass, not the street.
Oh.
It's the surest way to keep your house from flooding.
Right.
In fact, the president should decree it with another emoji of a frustrated face.
Okay.
And then she left. She sent this very early in the morning. Okay. So I won't even discuss it. Today I'm discussing power crisis and things.
Yes, because BCG.
But there are reports of some places which are still sort of people stuck in their houses and things. We'll bring those.
So what happens if where you are sloping to the grass area becomes saturated?
There are some types of rains that this will not work, but generally for I think yesterday it rained for like 3 hours
and many parts were
so generally, and you're right. The other caveat is that if everybody in your area is doing the wrong thing, you alone may do the right thing.
It will suffice.
Okay.
So for example, if you live at the foot of a mountain and then they've won sand on the hill and all the vegetation is removed, you may do this and it may move the water temporarily to somebody's house, but eventually it will flood your house. So there are things you need to do individually, and there are things you need to do collectively. So, but at least for those who are building now, 30% paving, 70% grass, sloping the water towards the whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Sky, what are the papers saying?
Okay, so the Ghanaian Times is telling us that we will soon get a new administrative capital because President Mahama is talking about it. But I remember that this has been on the cards for so many decades now. I don't know what's happening to it. The president says they intend to move it forward. We hope that something happens in that direction. Okay. Also, Interplus ranks amongst most fastest growing companies in the whole of Africa in 2025. That's what
most fastest.
Yes, that's what they have. The most fastest.
What kind of English is that?
I'm trying to audit the English, but
you are
and then
edit the English.
Most fastest.
It's amongst the fastest
it's almost
growing.
Like a friend of mine said, I almost nearly to divorce. I almost nearly.
The most qualifying, the fastest on way. So edit we take out most, fastest among fastest growing. Yeah. Also, GHS confirms 3 cases of monkeypox. Monkeypox. Yeah.
Daily Guide this morning: police nab robbery suspect in Togo. The suspect is being escorted during his arrival in the country. That photo is here. And CJ removal. Chikata Vomawo represent petitioners, and Africa's digital future must be forged. This is Dr. Baumia. Major General Asma takes over UNDOF. We'll tell you more about that shortly.
Dr. Baumia is on the front page of the Chronicle, and he's quoted here as telling the Cambridge Business Forum that Momo has changed Ghana's economy and has brought banking services to the unbanked. He's been talking about this in government. Also, government afraid of prosecuting Akonta mines is a question that the Chronicle is asking here on the front page. And also, pastor, son charged over alleged 500,000 Ghana cedi land fraud.
The Herald: Mahama brings back notorious luxury robber from Togo to face trial, and retrieved $1.3 million bulletproof Land Cruiser spotted at Burma camp. CID investigators demand Intim Fojo from Speaker Bagbin over 600,000 Ghana cedi cash for contract scandal. And then Dr. Baumia calls for tech-driven overhaul of African economies.
Dr. Baumia is making the front pages. If you go to the news center, the big story says choose trust over tariffs. Baumia sounds alarm over protectionism. Also on the front page this morning, government to begin design and feasibility study for new city. Basically a new angle to that particular story I brought you earlier. And then Ghana's digital identity in focus at ID for Africa 2025.
The Ghanaian publisher Dumso exposes gambler Jinapo. Story on page 3 will bring you details. Otumfo Honest Apeti Awuno for outstanding leadership. Alfred Mahama's name pops up in Galamsey activities. Dr. Baumia is here as well. says Baumia shows class at IDU, calls for trust among global leaders.
There's something happening over this Ghana water payment, and for some reason, I think my good friend Adamuta Wakilu has thrown something out there, and people are confused. The Daily just says Ghana Water MD defends spy chief. Over 1.3 million Ghana cedi monthly payments to national security. I think we need to clarify what exactly the issue is.
Was he there? Was he even there when the so-called payment was made?
Well, he's the new MD. You know, the AG had said that, they suspect criminality and they intended to prosecute. For some reason, the new MD is saying that, we need to look into the matter properly for our own purpose. If you go to the other stories, Mahama stealing MPP road projects under big push. That's the former minister, Francis Asenso Bachi.
I don't think I read the statement he put up. That's not exactly
what he said.
So the stealing is
but the people should not do that. Because how can the person steal a project?
You can't do that.
I mean, we need road to Charlie. Fortune,
Daily Post. I love this one. I supported with 100 bags of cement. Abossey Okai spare parts dealers call on members to slash prices as Citi strengthens under Mohammed's administration. Zion. And suspended Chief Justice Tokonu cited in fresh corruption scandal. That story is here. Ghana joins Burkina Faso to honor Thomas Sankara with new memorial park and statue. And Foreign Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa meets Pope Leo at inauguration mass in Rome.
The Informer says notorious Galamsey fixes Mahama as national security confiscates excavators, bulldozers, and others. Also on the front page, stop using your doctorate title or else G-Tech wants Guta boss. But he's not the only person who is using the thing. So I think they
I didn't earn it.
So wait, why do they have a legal copyright over the name doctor?
Well, they are saying that they are asking very critical questions. The question though is, if you are a regulator of a space and the space you are attacking now, I'm using the word attacking advisedly, is unregulated. Can you really exert your authority there?
If you're a PhD holder, just write PhD after your name.
So that
because the person who calls himself doctor has not said he's a PhD holder. But it's also a doctor by conferment. So I think it's not necessary.
But the point is, if it's conferred on you, you don't use it.
Why can't you use it?
If it's honorary, you don't use it.
If
you didn't earn it.
What economic problem does it create?
Charlie, the people should stop using it.
They will not stop. Go to court.
The Inquisitor, to appear or not to appear, OSP are waiting for Yata for in-person interrogation. Keep the lights on and stop complaining. Energy Minister told them. Former IGP Al Hassan's book launch, COS relishes crime prevention for modern policing, and Accra High Court bounces to force, and we'll bring you details.
Okay, so the Economic Times says blooming economy.
I think it's correct.
Do you want to say booming or blooming?
You see, bloom is in fresh success.
Right.
So blooming.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's correct. We checked it last week.
I think we know.
Generally, the editors prefer booming to talk about an economic boom, which is more sustained. But blooming means that you plant flowers and they are blooming. So it's doing well.
Okay. And then we are told the CD is rebounding from world's worst to best performing currency. A number of issues there.
Daily Democrat Health Minister commends donors, calls for more support for Mahama Cares, Mahama to decentralize sanitation budget. This story is going a lot of people excited. Ghana joins Burkina Faso to honor Thomas Sankara. Ibuakwa South MP's vision aligns with our Greek minister's Food Ghana project, and National Service Secretary deletes 2,000 ghost names, saves 1 million cedis, major payroll cleanup.
I think that the newspapers did not get the flooding. So see channel1news.com says Accra floods again after Sunday's downpour. Heavy downpour triggers widespread power outages. ECG responds swiftly. Meanwhile, NADMO says no casualties recorded in the flooding. And then I'll give you two others. Coalition Against Galamsey calls for immediate prosecution of Akontam mining. And then EduWatch calls for financially sound caterers in public's feeding program. Citi Newsroom also leads with Okes students 16 arrested with locally manufactured firearm. Minority opposes further tariff hikes, demand improved ECG performance, and then the stories around the flooding also coming up on citinewsroom.com. There are videos of the downpour triggering widespread flooding in Accra, and this is mostly Ashali Botwe and the outskirts, places around the outskirts of Accra. There's an interesting story on my journal line. You are not powering an 8-hour economy but promising 24 hours. Professor Bokmin on energy sector failures. And then Sunday power cut due to heavy rainstorm according to ECG. And then a few more stories. Energy crisis beyond politics. Bopping urges urgent reforms under IMF mandate. All right. Now, I probably should give you the flooding stories.
Yeah.
Since you don't... The newspapers, I think they went to print. Is that what you guys call it?
Press.
They went to press before the...
Or went to bed.
Went to bed. Okay. So here I said some quick... Abegalata reports that a downpour lasting nearly 3 hours Sunday afternoon flooded various areas in Accra, triggering major disruptions across the capital. It began around 3 p.m., led to flooding in Weja, Kaneshie, Adabraka, parts of Adenta, Dodowa, Tema, and other parts of the capital. Vehicles were stranded, roads rendered impassable. Odo drain runs through the Accra city was filled to the brim following the torrential rain on Sunday. Residents in affected areas were advised to stay indoors and avoid wading through the flood waters. And then there were reports from various people. Channel 1's Jude Duncan reported from Awudome area. Elizabeth Okanse reports from Ajay Kojo area. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, the second story said that it triggered power outages. ECG responded. This story is by the same Abigalatha. ECG launched emergency response efforts to restore power after the rainstorm which occurred on Sunday. It basically says the ECG informs our cherished customers and the general public that the heavy rainstorm that hit parts of Accra has caused some outage within our network, and it did not necessarily mention the areas, but I have a particular list that was sent to me by somebody who's familiar with the situation.
Right.
And it says, after the rainfall, NADMA requested that the following areas be isolated due to flooding. Borteman Stadium, affordable housing, Borteman Township, Little Roses, Lakeside, Nana Krom, Kiseman, Domi Pillar 2, Christian Village, School Junction, Melcom Majo, Zoom Lion, University Farms, Trazaco Third Gate, Legon Hills, Santor, Blue Kiosk, Adenta ECG Office, Medina Islamic University. These are places where ECG was collaborating with NADMO to get direction before the power supply was restored. So they put the power off in those areas because they didn't want problems there.
And talking about NADMO, they say that they've activated emergency rescue teams following downpour. And quickly, 2 paragraphs of that story on citynewsroom.com. The National Disaster Management Organization has swiftly activated emergency search and rescue teams following a heavy downpour that struck Accra on Sunday, May 18. Now, speaking on the response efforts, Chief Disaster Control Officer Mohammed Jafaru confirmed that multiple teams have been deployed to various locations experiencing flooding and other storm-related.
Let's stay with power now.
Yes, Jumso exposes Grambler Jinapo, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullah Jinapo, who in opposition was an avowed critic of government's handling of the energy sector, now finds himself neck deep in similar challenges he once condemned. His recent alarm over an imminent nationwide power crisis marks a sharp departure from his earlier position when he admonished leaders to focus on solving problems rather than offering excuses. One vocal opponent of the Akufo-Addo government's energy management while in opposition once now, Mr. Jinapo had insisted that political leadership should take the full responsibility during such crisis. Now, briefing Parliament last week, Mr. Jinapo painted a gloomy picture of the current energy situation and disclosed that the country risks running out of liquid fuel for power generation within the next 2.6 days unless an urgent injection of 1.1 billion cedis was secured. This comes amidst the ballooning monthly financial shortfall of 2 billion Ghana.
We will speak to the minister
sector
this morning on the breakfast show to respond to some of these matters. Stay with Caleb. Daily Guide front page headline on the CJ matter.
Yes.
Revealing the name of the lawyers.
That's
with
right.
Their photos.
Jibril Abdul Razak writes that details have emerged about the identity of the lawyers representing the petitioners calling for the removal of Justice Gertrude Tokono as Ghana's Chief Justice. The veteran Chachuchi Keta, who is affiliated with the National Democratic Congress NDC, as well as Thaddeus Sori, a private legal practitioner, according to reports, representing the group calling itself Shining Stars of Ghana. Now, we are told on page 3, another private lawyer who some claim has ties with the governing NDC, Oliver Bakavomao, is said to be representing Daniel Ofori, while Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Ayamga Yakubu Akogo, who is also a lawyer, is representing himself.
Okay, so let me take you quickly to a story about the former NSB boss, and the daily gist has that story. It says Ghana Water MD Defense Spy Chief Issa Oligo. Writing says, in a new twist to the ongoing scandal involving the embattled former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Edu Wahin, the Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Adam Muta Wakilu, has publicly distanced his institution from any direct financial dealings with the accused, insisting that all monthly payments of 1.3 million Ghana cedis made since 2018 were under an agreement with Ghana's national security, not Mr. Eduboyin personally.
All right.
He was speaking on TV.
Now, I'll give you a Galamsey story quickly. The citynewsroom.com, there's a story that the Coalition Against Galamsey is demanding prosecution of Akonta Mining. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey has strongly issued a call for the immediate prosecution of Akonta Mining, accusing the government of failing to act on clear evidence of the company's involvement in illegal mining activities that has devastated forest reserves and polluted critical water bodies. In a statement released on Sunday, signed by convener Ken Ashigbe, the coalition expressed shock and disappointment about what it described as government's inaction despite public evidence of Akonta's unlawful operations. Now, another Galamsey story is in the graphic page 20. Block Birim River within 5 days. This is mining related. MC Directs Mining Company. Now, Timothy Nyangbe, your young friend, says Ghana Consolidated Diamonds Limited, a mining entity at Akwete and Eastern Region, has been directed to dredge the section of the Birim River at Dankrano that has been blocked by illegal miners within 5 days. The Kwabibri Municipal Chief Executive Emmanuel Kofinti gave the directive after the Municipal Security Committee fact-finding mission to the area confirmed that the flow of the Birim had been diverted by illegal miners. One of the alleged illegal miners was identified as one of the over 500 tributaries. Sorry, one of the 500 tributaries of the GCD operating within the Dankrano Cliff. So I think these are smaller companies working under the broader umbrella of the company.
Right.
So the security team visited the area and found out that diversion had been done, and therefore they were asking the company to take charge of the.
So
the
OSP awaits Oforiata, the office of the special prosecutor, especially waiting for Ghana's he who must be obeyed and all-powerful former Minister of Finance, Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Oforiata, for in-person interrogation on matters relating to corruption and corruption-related activities. Details are on page 4 of the Inquisitor this morning.
Quickly back to Galamsey, though. If you go to the Informer, they are saying that a notorious Galamsey has fixed President Mahama. The story says an alleged notorious Galamsey, Prince Keja, has issued a stern warning to national security not to dare arresting and prosecuting him over his Galamsey activities.
Why?
Because if they do, his close link with the brother of President John Dramani Mahama, Alfred Mahama, will be invoked to deal with them. So please, national security, take note of that. Meanwhile, though, the Chronicle is asking whether the government is afraid of prosecuting Akonta Mines.
I just read that in a different
In a different
yes,
angle.
this
Okay,
is the Coalition Against Galamsey.
Yeah, and then also I saw a video over the weekend from Erasmus Asaridonko talking about how people are brazenly doing Galamsey in a part of the West
Yeah.
region.
All right. Thank
Public.
you, gentlemen. That was a newspaper review. Coming up next is the City Business News. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live by you. And when you hustle every Fidelity.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Ah, go me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News now. Ni Latte. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. It's a brand new week. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News, brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. Coming up this morning, government misses T-bill target for third straight week as latest auction was undersubscribed by 3.92 billion Ghana cedis. Also, telecom companies push for prosecution powers amid rising destruction of fiber cables. Much later, cocoa farmers in Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana jointly moved to boost production to tackle deficits in global supply. I am Ni Latte, grateful for your time. The government has missed its treasury bill target for the third week in a row, falling short by 3.92 billion Ghana cedis. This is according to the latest data from the Bank of Ghana. The auction saw an undersubscription rate of 58.67%, marking a sharp reversal from the full subscription recorded just a week earlier. More in this report.
The government sought to raise 6.68 billion Ghana cedis, but received total bids of 2.76 billion Ghana cedis. The 91-day bill received 4.36 billion Ghana cedis in bids, with 2 billion Ghana cedis accepted. For the 182-day bill, the government accepted 513 million out of the 331 million Ghana cedis tendered, while the 364-day bill attracted 260 million Ghana cedis in bids, of which 154 million Ghana cedis was accepted. The weak uptick caused yields to decline further. The 91-day rate fell by 5 basis points to 15.11% from 15.16% the previous week. The 182-day yield edged down 2 basis points to 15.68%, while the 364-day rate dropped 1 basis point to 16.79%. Looking ahead, the government is targeting 5.54 billion Ghana cedis in the upcoming auction.
Netele Ajahu starting the bulletin for us this morning. Moving on, the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunication is liaising with the Attorney General's Department to secure legal backing that will allow it to prosecute individuals and construction firms responsible for damaging fiber optic cables. The chamber says the rising speed of such incidents is not only costly to telecom operators but also disrupts services to thousands of customers nationwide. Daniel Odro-Mensah has more in the following report.
In 2024 alone, the chamber reported 5,600 cases of cable cuts, leading to estimated losses of 138 million Ghana cedis for the telecommunications sector. These incidents not only cause significant revenue loss, but also damage reputations and demand costly restoration efforts. The chamber's chief executive officer is Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe.
The issues of those who are in the road construction, drain construction, those who are doing private development and all of that. And then you also have the situation where some people still, when they see telecommunication infrastructure, they think there's copper in there. So there's a lot of theft. They will go as if they're cutting it, and then they realize that it's only a glass tube, so they don't get anything. But then they would have damaged it. And then you have other causes where you have vehicles that are passing that would overload normal, and then they will cut some of these aerial fiber. Even Galamsey, in some of the communities also have impacts on them.
Dr. Ashibe disclosed that the chamber is actively engaging with the Attorney General's department to secure legal powers to prosecute those found liable for recurring fiber damage.
We're asking for a fiat. What the fiat does is that it will give us, like SNIT. SNIT is able to prosecute people on behalf of the Attorney General. But the Attorney General then said it would take a while for us to be able to do that. So what the former Attorney General agreed that would do was that they were going to dedicate some state attorneys that we would train them, and then they will be able to handle the case. But because of the change in government, we have also engaged the current Attorney General, and it's the same thing he said that we're going to do. So we're working on the prosecution angle as well.
In a related development, the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry expressed concern about delays by some telecom companies in coordinating with construction firms. According to the chamber, such delays often lead to the accidental destruction of underground cables. Emmanuel Cherry, Chief Executive Officer of the chamber, made the remarks.
As a contractor, you have been awarded a contract. There are timelines to the contract execution. There are conditionality set in there, and therefore the client is also expecting you to execute contract. And if it happens this way, you need to mobilize. So if you identify some of these utility service providers, you write to them, expecting them to at least collaborate with you so that you can timeously work on the project and then wash your hands off it. At times, you expect them to come, they will not be coming.
You heard the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, Emmanuel Cherry, ending that report by Daniel Udru-Mensah. Now, Ghana's non-traditional exports entered the country $3.83 billion in 2024, as captured in the latest report by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA. Though this marks a slight dip of 2.87% from 2023, GEPA says the sector is still showing resilience, driven largely by growth in value-added products. Netele Ajao has the details in this Business Desk report.
The dip marks the first contraction in 4 years, primarily due to a drop in iron and steel exports caused by rising production and logistics costs. Yet several sectors performed strongly, cushioning the impact. Leading the pack was cocoa paste, which overtook all other non-traditional exports to become the top earner. The products saw a 35.54% increase in export value compared to 2023. Cocoa butter and shea oil also recorded significant growth, reinforcing Ghana's growing strength in the processed cocoa and natural skincare markets. According to the report, processed and semi-processed goods accounted for 83.4% of total NTE earnings, highlighting the country's shifts from raw material exports towards value-added manufacturing. Despite the year-on-year dip, the diversity of Ghana's export portfolio remains notable. In 2024, a total of 609 different non-traditional products were exported to 152 countries, involving 1,543 companies. However, the report revealed that just 86 firms accounted for approximately 80% of total export revenues, underscoring the dominance of a few high-performing enterprises.
Netele Ajao's report. Now, the Cote d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative is rolling out new strategies, including enhanced research collaboration to help boost cocoa production in the world's two top producers. This comes amid major supply shortfalls in both countries, factors that have driven cocoa prices to record highs on the global market. Executive Secretary of the initiative, Alex Ansavo, has been speaking to Citi Business News. Alex Ansavo is Executive Secretary of the Cote d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative. We do apologize for that poor quality of sound. Moving on, the Abossey Okai Spare Parts Dealers Association is appealing to its members to reduce prices in response to the recent appreciation of the Ghana Citi against the US dollar. The move, according to the association, is aimed at easing the financial burden on consumers and supporting broader efforts to stabilize prices across the economy. Head of Communications of the association, Techiado, spoke to Citi Business News.
The reason why we are saying all the members of Abossey Okai spare parts and the spare parts industry to reduce their prices because, as you can see, the Ghana cedi is appreciating seriously and US dollar is rather depreciating. And everything is about importation. So importation means you need to get US dollars before you can import into the country. Now that the cedi is appreciating seriously, now that the cedi is 12 cedis, 12 cedis means that from 16 to 12 cedis is very significant. That's the reason why we are telling all the members of Abossey Okai spare parts they should reduce their prices. So at least Ghanaians will be a little relieved and the drivers will be a little relieved.
Techiado is head of communications with the Abossey Okai Spare Parts Dealers Association. Let's go to the currency board this morning. The dollar could be sold to you at 13 cedis 50 pesos. The British pound selling at 17 cedis 50 pesos. That of the euro going for 15 cedis 50 pesos. Mind you, these are rates offered at some forex bills within the capital and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank foreign exchange rate. Well, that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. We have more stories for you on our website, citynewsroom.com/business. I'm Nila Telati. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Afternoon.
Oh, afternoon.
Please, Momo.
Deposit or withdrawal?
Withdrawal.
Ah, I like how you say withdrawal. How much?
500 Ghana.
Wow, I'll cash out.
Yes.
I feel ball number no mami why.
0241 789.
Ah, nice one. Approve.
Please, the agent's name, is it Mipiska Bebre to Crime Ventures?
Hey, into what body ni na?
She. My let I have to verify.
Always confirm the name of the person you are receiving money from before accepting a request. If you receive a request from a friend to send money to an unfamiliar number, call to confirm before taking action. Do not share your number with strangers for the purpose of receiving e-cash in exchange for physical cash, because the source could be criminal and result in legal actions against you.
MTN.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
7:13, let's talk about money. Money emergencies. When you're stranded and you need money immediately, *770# is the number to dial. *770# is the new EcoBank money emergency number. *770#. It gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases. So much more, even without data. So there is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Carrying multiple phones around can be such a chore. The unsightly bulge in your pocket, the extra weight in your purse, the stress of switching from one phone to the other to pick calls. Now imagine being able to switch between different numbers on the same phone easily and seamlessly. Guess what? You can go SIM-less with MTN eSIM and enjoy the convenience of connecting multiple phone numbers to one single phone or device. To check if your device is compatible, simply dial *#06#. Once you receive an EID number, it means your phone or device is compatible. Download my MTN app today to request for your MTN eSIM and enjoy the sweet SIM-less life everywhere you go. MTN EcoBank, proud to be associated with the Citi Business News, which was brought to you by my colleague Neil Latte. We'll bring you kickoff shortly, proudly brought to you by Lesheho Polytank and Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. The Lesheho Don't Come campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until June 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. So whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 02700 4799 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share, let's improve life. This is Ghana with my brother. You only get deceived if you are not sure what you want, or of what you're buying, or you don't really know the market. When it comes to water storage tanks, the name we all know is Polytank. It's been with us for 3 years, 30 years, and has been trusted by all generations. 3 decades trusted by all generations. Make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. Available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops, be it Rambo, Hippo, Sumo, or Super Sumo. Durability is always assured. Polytank is the original, always the best. Papa no Ankasa. The caution is that Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. And Premium understands Premium. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas using the Shell Pure Plus technology. It prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than industry standard. Gives you stronger long-standing engine performance. So if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP made for premium. It's time for kickoff now, and Edwin Kofi is here.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of time off, but
it is now. There's a new name on the FA Cup. It's Crystal Palace. The winners of the Emirates FA Cup. Oliver's Army on their way to collecting the South London club first major trophy. Eberechi Eze, the match winner.
There was history on Saturday as Crystal Palace overcame Manchester City to win their first FA Cup. Eberechi Eze with the winner for Crystal Palace as they celebrated a huge victory at Wembley in the Women's FA Cup in Ghana. Well, relegation-bound Faith Ladies beats Women's Premier League side Jonina Ladies in the dire minutes of extra time to secure a spot in Africa by winning the FA Cup competition. You heard their celebrations there. And in the NBA playoffs.
But then the Thunder took command. Isaiah Joe, little fake. And Joe knocks down the three. has first points.
That was in the NBA where the OKC reached the NBA Western Conference Finals with a huge victory over the Denver Nuggets. We'll bring you more on that, plus more from the FA Cup and the Women's FA Cup. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell, go well. Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, Eleshehu. Let's improve life. Let's start off with the Ghana Women's FA Cup final, and a spectacular way to end their journey in the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Faith Ladies came back from a goal down to win 3-2 in stoppage time and book themselves a spot in the African competition and also the FA Cup. Betpower also honoured their promise by giving the winners of the Women's FA Cup 800 CDs, and it reflected as soon as the whistle blew. Communications Director for Betpower, Ni Ama Ashong Katai, says this was done to make the girls concentrate more on the game and some incentives to motivate them. Sorry for the poor quality of the audio. That was Communications Director for Betpower, Ni Ama Ashong Katai. Away from that, the Technical Director and Interim Head Coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Karim Zito, has expressed satisfaction with the team's recent progress following their commanding 4-1 victory over his former club. Zito believes the result is a clear indication that the players are beginning to adapt to his philosophy and style of play.
Well, I think I'm very happy with my boys. Week in, week out, they are improving. When you watch our game against Ediada, and they improve upon the previous matches they played when I was not there. Then they play against Asafo, you see another improvement. Now we went to the FA. I wish you were there. And today, I'm very, very happy to see them flexible, playing the game, the versatile coach I am, and I'm seeing it today. So this is my handwriting. This is the way I coach. So I'm very happy that they are adopting the role, the dynamics, the system, the everything. They are responding to it the way I want it. So I'm very happy.
That was the head coach and technical director of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Abdul Karim Zito. Let's head to Europe, where Napoli are one win away from clinching their fourth Serie A title despite playing out a goalless draw as relegation threatened Parma. Antonio Conte's visitors began and ended the evening 1 point clear of title challengers Inter Milan as the reigning champions missed the chance to leapfrog Napoli by drawing 2-2 with Lazio. Let's head over to some tennis, where Carlos Alcaraz ended world number one Jannik Sinner's 26th match winning streak with a 7-6, 7-6-1 win in the Italian Open final. Sinner, playing in his first tournament since a 3-match doping ban, was hoping to become the first men's Italian winner at the tournament since Adriano Panatta in 1976, but after edging a tense tie break, 4-time Grand Slam champion Alcaraz was a class above. And finally, in some football, Bayern Munich's top scorer Harry Kane has spoken about winning his first major trophy of his career, which was the Bundesliga title with the Bavarians. He says it was an amazing experience, and he says he's seen celebrations like this from afar, but until you experience it yourself, it's hard to put in words. And finally, before I go in the NBA, the OKC Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder, will face the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA playoffs after overcoming the Denver Nuggets in Game 7 to reach the final of the competition. The winner, of course, will face the winner in the Eastern Conference Finals between the Indiana Pacers and that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell go well. Lesheho, let's improve life. Zonda GH and Politangana, Papa Nana Ankasa. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Services, innovative financial solution. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more. Sumo super and the Poly chale we dey Papa no Papa no Papa no Ankasa Polytank, the original, always the best.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP 020 made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Girls, leave me and let me do my thing. I'm tired of everyone chasing the same old. Awesome intelligence is the new magic. Get your Samsung Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. eSIM included. This trip, school go big as I pull out my awesome intelligence. Pictures, videos, slow-mo, filters will be awesome. That's the new Galaxy experience. So let me do my thing. Let me be different, unique, and most of all, awesome with my new Samsung A series. Grab your new awesome Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 5G. Level up your game with the new awesome.
Price starting at 4,199 cedis. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. When you're sick, you call a doctor. So why guess your way through your money problems? A financial advisor is like your money doctor. They help you make smart decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and set real goals. And guess what? It's free at Petra. No pressure, no fees. Just guidance that makes your life easier. Don't wait till it's too late. Talk to the expert. Dial *447*70# to speak to a financial advisor today. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Everybody follow not sa malaria. A treating till you not now. Won't to malaria chill. Popo. What will it be? I want you. Num not. A dabaco. Num not. A damiano. Num not. A damiansa. Num not. And no. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat, it is scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenshishemu who se malaria wa wumujum ansana wanum lona. Na nam yensearch na malaria no daso wa ko hu dokota.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you ready to lead like never before?
Ready to master the art of strategy and inspire teams that thrive?
It's the Management Bootcamp 2025.
An exclusive high-impact training for mid to senior pros.
Learn from Ghana's finest industry minds, brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
From the trusted voices of excellence, Citi FM and Channel 1 TV comes an elite training experience designed to sharpen your strategy, leadership, and communication.
Make a date for the Management Bootcamp 2025 from Sunday the 22nd of June to Saturday the 28th of June 2025. The venue is the Platinum Bay and Passion Base Hotels.
Call 0242-011-424 to register now.
The Management Bootcamp 2025. Lead forward. The Management Bootcamp 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
"7:35 on the City Breakfast Show, and the man who blessed us with this very beautiful tune. We learned, unfortunately, kicked the bucket last week. So that's Dada Kadi. Lots of birthday greetings. Happy 51st birthday to Akwesi Etuahene, aka Zama of South London. Wishing you God's blessings. Have a great birthday from Kofi Chamating. Happy birthday to Josephine de Graaf Johnson of the Tax and Regulatory Department of Deloitte, Octavia Ottery, and Sylvester Gaga of the Financial Advisory Department, and Edith Mould of the Risks Advisory Department. Wow, it's like the whole department is born in May. Also, belated happy birthday to Erica Duafa of the Assurance Department, and Selassie Kofi Edu of the Financial Advisory Department, from your country managing partner Daniel Kojo Owusu and all staff of Deloitte. Oh, Selassie, I forgot your birthday. Charlie, my problems are many. Selassie Kofi Edu is my guy. Happy birthday to you, bro. Belatedly. A few more requests coming through this morning. Please wish one beautiful, hardworking and intelligent woman, Miss Lisa Karikari Boating, aka Ekuya Sewa of ECG Kofredia, an awesome happy birthday. She's such an awesome person to work with and ever ready to assist customers with humility. Ekuya Sewa, stay blessed always, from Abraham Lincoln and Harriet Kuwere of ECG Kofredia. Belated birthday greetings to Aloysius Atta, CEO and co-founder of Farmerline Group. This is from the team at Farmerline. Yesterday, 18th May, was your birthday, Aloysius. You know, there was a goalkeeper. There was a Nigerian goalkeeper called Aloysius Agu, and I always thought it was a nickname. I didn't know it was a proper name. No, seriously, I was like, what kind of name is Aloysius? But it's probably a proper name. So Aloysius Atta, happy birthday to you. And to Audrey Awula Nanate, from your devoted husband Joshua Nate of Advent Press. As you celebrate this special day, know that you're deeply cherished and adored. I wish you endless joy, boundless blessings, and the fulfillment of every desire of your heart. A couple more. Good morning. Today my daughter is 6. She's listening to you and the team, so please give her a warm birthday. Shout outs to Esenam Aseye Esi Kumoji, my beautiful super intelligent daughter. I give praises to the Almighty God for blessing me with you. Your humor and good heart never cease to amaze me. May you be a light of goodness and a transformational leader in your generation. I love you from mommy and the entire family. Now your court of Osu. To Esinam Aseye Esi Kumoji. Wow. Your mother will do some nice food for you. So one of the good, she sells food as a hobby. Good morning. Please wish my brother Isaac Nate of Unity Link Financial Services a blessed birthday. May your cup run over and be like a tree planted by a river. From may God bless all your endeavors. Enjoy your day. From your sister Lois. Lots of things to do on the show this morning. Power sector on our mind. Is the energy minister complaining too much, or he just laying out the issues as they're supposed to be? A number of people saying we shouldn't even bother to discuss flooding because it's going to be the same old. Well, we don't have that luxury. We have to discuss what happens in the country. So we will discuss it. We'll probably just use a different angle. But we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires. That's why we've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you, with collateral-free loans of up to 2 million cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is a banking solution for you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302 429 150 for more information. Your story matters, ABSA.
And if you're looking for a smarter, faster, and more secure way to manage your finances, look no further with the award-winning Fab mobile and internet banking solutions. Banking is now easier, faster, and more convenient than you think. Join the Pepple Bank today and feel the Pepple experience where convenience meets innovation. It's easy, safe, and secure. First Atlantic Bank, 2 times Digital Bank of the Year in a row. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Hey, food lovers, let me let you in on a little kitchen secret. You know, one of the ingredients that can make your stews and soups taste great? Yep, Gino tomato mix. It's thick, it's red, it's rich, just the way you like it. Gino tomato mix is your go-to for that unique blend of tomato concentrate, fiber, and essential vitamins that makes every meal pop with flavor and color. And guess what? It's enriched with vitamins A, D3, fiber, and zinc, treating your family to tasty and delicious meals. With Gino tomato mix, you can never go wrong. So go on, make your next meal unforgettable with thick, red, rich Gino tomato mix, because Gino truly cares. It's an advert, FDA approved.
$740, and let me quickly tell you about latex foam. Buying inferior mattresses at a cheap price may seem like a good way to save money, but don't fall for the trap of putting your health at risk, because this can cause you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latex foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices, and we're giving 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now till end of May. Come and get your favorite mattresses, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chests of drawers, and many more. We stock flattering and exciting designs to make your home beautiful. Hurry to get 10% off your item of choice. Call us on 0302-231-155 and visit our pages on our socials. Latex Foam, your partner for life. All right, so this morning my focus before flooding is on power, and I'll be doing that shortly. You read the headline? That was a bit interesting. Galamsey Dumso exposes Grumbler Jinapo. That's the publisher's front page. The Daily Graphic also leads with the power sector, where they talk about the arrival of some 400,000 barrels or so of light crude oil. I'm going to deal with that in a second. But I have a new member of the team joining us.
Yeah, man.
And we are very happy to announce that.
Yeah, man.
Under the auspices of our leadership,
yes,
we are happy to announce for the very first time the entrance of a young lady.
No, hold on. Let me pause you there. I think you have to go the Obahiagbo way.
My honor and privilege to bring to the podium a woman of great substance. We know that for many years she has been practicing journalism, but after a few years into the legal profession, she has decided to come back into the journalistic arena. And I have the imprimatur to declare Francisca Kakrafose as the newest member of the Citi Breakfast Show. I know you will recall that in her earlier life she was working in the media, but due the calling of law, she went to law school for many years and disappeared from the radar. And now she has been working in a new law firm who have said that she needs to deepen her media skills. And so today, under the instruction of Samuels, I want to introduce Francisca Kakra Force, lawyer Papa. Why do you put me under this pressure to give an impromptu? You know,
no, you have performed beyond all excellence.
Francisca, welcome to the show.
Man. Thank you, Bernard. Good morning. I'm so confused.
You're welcome. Wisdom.
How do I respond to that?
Wisdom.
No, you can answer it in So Sky can speak away. You answer in front.
Yes. But I have to understand what he's saying.
Wisdom
means welcome, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
and I global you.
that means what?
You can respond in front.
You.
That's what it means.
No, just say you. Say you. Akpe.
Mesoremia.
Meow.
Guys, okay.
Like this is like meow.
But you can speak Fanta? Everything Makafanta.
Inyo.
Banana, you speaking fancy?
I don't know.
Hey, what is this?
So you're not speaking fancy, but I understand what you're saying.
What are you saying?
What's
No. What is Inyo?
Inyo is yes.
No, what's money?
Fancy people too. Where Inyo is another version of yes, or and Annie is Inyo.
Yeah,
no, Charlie Francisca, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You, in many ways, you are one of the leading lights within the space, and we have, solid relationship, and we've always admired what you do, and it is great. The Bible says that when you light a lantern, right?
Hey, what Bible? Let me talk to the minister.
When you light a lantern or candle, you should put it on.
It's okay. I'll come back to you. I have John Jinapo on the line, so let me interview him before we light our candle. He has brought power to light our candle. He has brought fuel. So Minister Jinapo is MP for what's his constituency? Yapekuso, and also Minister for Energy. Good morning, Honorable Minister. Thanks for joining us. Oh, what happened? Fred, please call him back. I think we lost him. Maybe when he heard you, thought he was on a different station. Because we didn't sound like we were seriously going to discuss him. So please forgive us and put him back on the line. So we were saying when we like
you put it on. You don't put it under a sieve.
No, yes.
You have to display it.
Oh, yes.
So that it will light the path of many.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with the qualities that you have, we are very, very, very hopeful that you bring that to bear.
Yes, please.
And you help us shape the morning conversation.
Thank you.
Ghana and beyond.
All right, Minister Jinapo is online. Good morning, Honorable Jinapo. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Wonderful. So, just to be clear, you are MP for Yapekuso and also Minister for Energy. For those who are listening,
exactly.
Right? Wonderful.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So, some people say you are grumbling too much. I think over the weekend, a lot of the news analysis programs discuss the power sector, and they say you are grumbling. In fact, the publisher this morning says, Dumso exposes grumbler Jinapo. What is your reaction to those views?
Well, we haven't grumbled. What we did was to talk about the issues. First of all, we didn't invite the press. Let me just put that on record. And nobody went to try and talk to the press. Parliament invited the Energy Ministry. Let me even put it, the Parliament summoned us. The Committee on Energy summoned the Ministry and its agencies, and they want a full briefing on the state of Ghana's energy sector, the challenges, and what we do to resolve those challenges. And so I went to a committee to present facts to the committee. The committee decided that the press should capture the facts that we're presenting. And so there was no grumbling at all. We just presented the facts and presented the solutions that we've put across to address those challenges. If the publisher describes that as grumbling, no, I understand grumbling very well. And I don't think that when you appear before a committee and you present facts, unless as minister, I needed to hide the facts. And what was the fact? One was that Car Power had threatened that they would shut down. We've resolved the matter. The shutdown is no more coming. That's not grumbling. That's solving the problem. That's sitting around the table and finding solutions. The second one was that when we took over, load shedding was around 780 megawatts. That was the shortfall. We've brought on a lot of plants on. And I've sent you the statistics. For the past 1 week, no load shedding. That's not grumbling. That's solving the problem. Fuel. I gave them all the fuel statistics that we had. And what I did was you give them the statistics, you give them the challenge, then you move on and tell them the solution. So, for instance, I told them that we've inaugurated the gas processing plant committee to build a gas processing plant so that we don't depend on liquid fuel. That is not grumbling. We are solving the problem. ECG, they said they want private sector participation. We've inaugurated a committee. They've done the stakeholder engagement. Now we are moving to actual implementation. That is dealing with a challenge. That's not grumbling. Then the issue of 2.6 days. Parliament wanted the statistics of all our fuel stock. So I gave the statistics, and that's what we had. And I also went further to say that we've ordered fuel, and we are getting the fuel today. I'll give you the vessel and everything, the statistics, and that fuel will come and replace what we have in stock. I didn't even say we will have a challenge. I didn't say we are in crisis. Of course, some press just picked the 2.6 and they say crisis. We are not in crisis. We're doing fairly well. Yes, we have challenges, but that is why we're voted into power. To solve those challenges.
So you've given me
a solution across. Just one moment, I beg you. If I'm putting a solution across, that solution should be dealing with a problem. Is that not the case, Bernard?
Surely it is.
So I'll mention the problem and mention the solution.
Yeah, you've given me about 4 of them. I think the 2.6 days was alarming for anybody who heard it, because I think you were speaking on Friday, and that would suggest that by today the fuel would be finished. And at the time you were speaking, we didn't know whether the fuel had come.
We've placed 450,000 barrels to replace that fuel. I mean, that was statistics. It's not like you gave the figures and said we are in trouble. If the minister had said, because we have even if we have 1 day of fuel, and you have stock to replace that 1 day, there should be no cause for alarm. If you have 1 week, and you haven't placed order for fuel, or you don't have a replacement, that should be worrying. So it's not the days or the period. It's about whether you have a replenishing stock. And like I said, we had placed that order more than a month ago. To move fuel from Nigeria to Ghana, it takes some time, and that is what we did. So maybe next time I have to keep that information from Parliament and just tell them that, look, we've ordered fuel. But they wanted the statistics, and I never intended that should...
No problem. So as we speak, is the 400,000, I think it was barrels of light crude oil, is it in already?
Yeah, the vessel has arrived. We are okay with the fuel. We are going to start the discharge. And sometimes when you have this, you stretch the plants a bit. Sometimes you allow Buidam, who is a picking plant, to come in. We manage the system. So there's no cause for alarm at all when it comes to the fuel now. We are doing fairly well. We are not shedding load. We have enough capacity to meet demand. We're also bringing on some plants. I also did indicate that some plants were due for maintenance last year, but for some reason they were not allowed to do so. I've granted permission that those plants should go through the maintenance, but we should phase them in such a way that we don't have maximum or serious impact when it comes to their maintenance. That is also a way of addressing the situation. So the statement was not meant to create panic at all, and the statement was not even a press statement to the public. I was briefing the Parliamentary Committee on Mines and Energy, and as has been the case, you always present the facts to them, and then you deal with the solutions, and that's exactly what we did.
Fair enough. I think possibly because this coincided with some outages in some communities within the period, it heightened public interest. What I'm trying to find out from you is why the resort to light crude this season. Is it because there is some challenge with gas, which I suspect is the cheaper and preferred option?
Not at all. There's no challenge with gas. ENI is producing even beyond capacity, beyond their contractual volume. Jubilee, Tallow, they are producing beyond what they normally produce. Nigerian Gas has even increased their gas because of our interaction with them. But for those 3 sources, would have run into real problem. The issue is that demand is increasing. 300 megawatts every year. That is huge. And as demand increases, you must necessarily increase fuel supply. That's why we are working to bring a second gas processing plant. That should have been done like yesterday, so that we wouldn't have to depend on light crude oil. But until you get that gas processing plant, you must run the plants. The plants must fire. If you recall, in 2017, 2018, the complaint was that we had so much gas and were engaged in take or pay for gas, if you remember. Yeah. And the then government was complaining that we shouldn't have signed on to that agreement. And you know gas is cheaper. But now, we are consuming beyond even that gas. So we need to bring on a gas processing plant. But we can't also shed load until that period. So we must keep buying some light crude oil, some heavy fuel oil, and some distillate fuel. But also my experience in this sector tells me that don't do 100% gas. You should do a maximum of, say, 80 and then a 20 liquid, because you never know when a gas processing plant can develop a problem. So this year, for instance, ENI was planning to shut down. If they had shut down, it then meant that we're going to run into serious problems. So we've negotiated with them. They've agreed to push it to next year so that we can put some few measures in place. And also, if you recall, the Nigerian pipeline, WAPCO, shut down for a 1-month maintenance this year. It was supposed to happen in October. They postponed it. We did it this year. During that period, we needed to buy light crude oil in order to sustain the power. So that has caused a lot of consumption of liquid fuel, which, like you said, is about twice the price of gas.
But we are building a new gas plant because we believe that there will be enough gas supply in future to merit that plant, correct?
Absolutely. We've done all the analysis with the partners, and we can confirm that we can get a minimum of 100 SCF. And we need that because now we are also building some plants in Kumasi. So we need to take gas to Kumasi. Without that processing plant, the plants in Kumasi will be stranded because it will be so expensive to use trucks to send liquid fuel. The gas is cheaper, and it's our domestic gas.
So there will be a gas pipeline. There will be a gas pipeline to Kumasi. Is this coming from the western enclave or the eastern enclave?
There's a gas pipeline today from the west to Kumasi.
All right.
So what you need is the gas processing plant to process that gas and ferry it to Kumasi.
So which means that this processing plant will also be in the western side?
Yes, it will be in the western side.
But we do have some plants in the east. Will they then depend on the Nigerian gas then? Because the Bone area has a few gas or hybrid plants.
That's also why, first of all, you have a pipeline already from the west to the east. And we are taking advantage of it already. Recently, we paid some money to WAPCO, if you remember. We paid them 10 million, we paid them 4 million. That's the solution. We're solving the issues. And so already, we are pushing gas from the west to the east. We're also working on an LNG facility in Tema. But today, we're having a meeting with GMPC so that we can feed Tema with the LNG facility. And then we are looking at an east-west onshore, not offshore, dedicated pipeline so that we can still push gas from the west to the east so that the plants in the east can also run on gas. Also, there's Nigerian gas as well. So now we don't take Nigerian gas to the west. When we get to the east, we consume all the Nigerian gas. And we are working with Nigeria to also increase gas consumption.
All right. We understand that we owe $1.7 billion in debt to power producers. So first question, if that is correct, how are we able to still get money to buy new fuel? Because you're bringing in 400,000 barrels and also some tons of heavy fuel oil and distillate. How are you able to manage the cash flow to pay for these while you are indebted to $1.7 billion?
Yeah, the debt is 1.79 billion to IPPs. The debt to generation in general is 3 billion. And so, like you said, that's what you inherited. So we've made some initial payments to some of the IPPs. We've also strictly now adhered to the cash waterfall mechanism, and I issued that directive. Hitherto, you heard the IPPs complain. You heard PURC complain that ECG was not adhering to the cash waterfall mechanism. I've closed all of ECG's accounts except one single holding account, which we've transferred to Commercial Bank, GCB. And I insisted that it should be transferred to a state bank. They've closed all a lot of people are complaining. And sometimes it makes me unpopular. But I think that is where we should go. And then I asked that they shouldn't pay any money until the end of the month. What ECG used to do was to take overdrafts and pay the IPPs every week. And so by the end of the month, these overdrafts accrue a lot of interest. We've told the IPPs, let's all be patient. 27th, the Cash Waterfall Committee will meet every month and do the disbursement. We are doing that. So even though that does not entirely solve the problem, it provides some temporary reprieve. Finance Minister has also been helping us, and I thank him a lot. I mean, he's done a lot for us so far. We've kept the power generation on largely because the Finance Minister has been very, very supportive. So yes, we have a huge debt to deal with, but with the measures we are putting in place, and also ECG is going through some reforms. They are increasing their revenue collection. They are reducing their expenditure. In 2024, they spent 8.3 billion on procurement alone. This year, we are not going over 1 billion. So that means that you'll be saving 7 billion as compared to 2024. You can then apply that money to support the IPP payment. I don't want to talk about too many challenges. I want to deal with the issues with the solution. That's what we are doing.
I know, because of the feedback coming. No, forget. I have not said you are grumbling. I want to know.
I know.
By the way, how did we accumulate a $3 billion debt in the generation side, of which 1.8 is for IPP? Is the nature of power generation a credit business, so that it is normal for a country to have a $3 billion debt? Or that's question one. And question two, is the debt purely because of the failure to adhere to the cash waterfall, or the other possible causes?
But I know I promised you that I'll have a full interview with you, but I'll answer this. I want to, because you deal with the issues, and I'll be very happy to have a full one with you. First of all, the what you call capacity, which I call reserve margin, is not part of the tariff. And you can check from the PURC, and you do a lot of checks, so you can do that check. It's not part of the tariff, so that alone brings about a huge liability. So even if ECG were to collect 100%, there will always be that shortfall. And if government doesn't pay, it will grow. That is one. Two, the liquid fuels that we are consuming today is not part of the tariff structure. So every liquid fuel we buy, you cannot, through the tariff, recover that amount. And that is part of generation. So that pushes you to the 3 billion. Three, ECG's collections, they are unable to collect 100%. So for instance, if they are supposed to collect 2 billion and they collect 1.6 billion, what it means that every month you have a 400 million shortfall. That goes to compound the situation. Four is ECG's expenditure over the past. You have an approved budget of 1 billion. They end up spending 8.3 billion. It was the same in 2023. So for 2 years, expenditure takes you to about 16 billion. That's a liability in the power sector. Somebody has to pay for it. And then 5, government agencies. Some government agencies do not pay their bills. And if they don't pay, it goes to compound the situation. So these are the 5 main areas that we have identified. And so we are working to solve them. So how do you solve ECG's collection efficiency? We think that the private sector should get involved with billing and collection. Don't collapse ECG. Don't sell ECG. Let ECG give the power to Bernard, so that Bernard will sell to the whole Citi FM enclaves. At the end of the month, Bernard should come and account to ECG. How Bernard sells that power, how Bernard collects that money, is Bernard's headache. Bernard has to pay the money to ECG. ECG gives Bernard a commission, and then Bernard can also take care of his workers. At least that will increase the revenue. 2, efficiency. Every month, I demand that ECG should write to me about their procurement. And they will strictly do that, so that we don't wait till the end of the year only to realize that there's an 8 billion expenditure. So as minister, if it flags that they are going beyond, we quickly address that. 3, even internal efficiency. The ECGMD has brought a program to me. We are looking at it. They are merging some of their departments in order to consolidate and bring about efficiency. Then government agencies, Cabinet has approved that government agencies should be put on prepayment meters so that they can budget, plan, and pay for it. The critical ones that have been exempted is health, education, and even those ones, it has to do with like the theaters, the laboratories, the ward, the real sensitive areas. At the end of the month, we'll still bill them, but we'll take the bill to Ministry of Finance to pay. Then the IPPs themselves, we are validating their claims. We want to do a second validation. The bills they are presenting, I want us to scrutinize them very well and drill down on the bill. And also to talk to them if they can come to terms with us so that they can give us some reprieve and then we do the payments. We are doing that with Ministry of Finance. Like I said, Kapa was threatening to shut down. We've negotiated with them. They've rescinded their decision. We are going to validate all the claims and then see how we can address them. Then the cost of generation itself. We're going to Cabinet this week. Cabinet would give us an approval. If we need power next time, don't go and do direct negotiation. For instance, Ghana requires 200 megawatts of solar. Let's advertise. No direct negotiation again. Let's do a competitive bidding process. Then thermal plants, let's do a competitive bidding process. But not just that. We're coming with a policy that says that within 7 to 10 years, you'd have recovered your cost. When you recover, you hand it over to VRA, like we did with Ameri, like we're doing with GPGC now. So that over the years, almost every year, VRA will be getting an additional plant to be like a BOT approach. Then the cost of fuel itself. We need gas. So if we build a gas processing plant, if we spend 1 billion a year on liquid fuel, you can save between 450 million to 500 million. That alone will go to pay for the cost of the gas. So some of these measures, if we put them in place, and some of which I've told them you have already done, and we are seeing results. For instance, ECG's revenue is increasing. When it comes to outages at the distribution level, the current ECG MD has been taxed, and they formed 4 gangs instead of 1. It used to be 1 gang. Outages can occur. For instance, yesterday's flooding. If you look at our lighting architecture, we use area poles. We don't use underground cables. So when trees fall or something happens, a pole can break down or there can be an issue. But 4 gangs should be working, particularly in Greater Accra. So yesterday they were working with NADMO. NADMO even asked that some areas should be put off because of the way the water was rising. So you coordinate and work with that. We are making progress. We are making very good progress.
All right. Since you said we'll have a sit down, I'll just give you one final question. The minority say they will oppose any proposal for tariff hikes, and they say that the focus will be on ECG, as you are doing. My question is, in early May, we had an increase in tariff because of the calculation from the 3 previous months. But we've seen the cedi strengthen against the dollar, and some have asked that there should be a reduction in tariffs on the basis of this. Right. I also know that because your debts are in dollars, if the cedi appreciates, it's better for you. You don't need that much cedis to pay for the dollar debt. So the question generally is, what is your outlook for tariffs, and do you agree with those who say that there should be no further increase in tariffs for a while because consumers are not happy?
Well, they knew that, and yet they signed on to the IMF program and agreed that tariffs should be increased. They even signed on that they should be VAT on domestic consumption. Do you remember? As part of the IMF program, they implemented VAT on domestic consumption. They signed that every quarter tariffs should be increased. So it's not about increasing tariffs or not increasing tariffs. If tariffs must go down, they must go down. And like you said, if the dollar has appreciated, let's do the calculations. The PRC does the tariff. As minister, I really can only make a suggestion. But where tariffs ought to be increased, they will be increased. Look, the only way to deal with this sector is to be transparent and make it known to everybody, including you and everybody. I've even said that the PRC should publish their tariff setting methodology, just like we are doing with MPA. So that, look, MPA, before the end of the month, a lot of CSOs are able to tell the price movement. We should be doing the same with the energy sector and also bring about efficiency at ECG. But I'm saying, for instance, if the capacity is not part of the tariff, somebody must be paying for the capacity. Don't you agree with me?
Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot more time to discuss. Look, thank you.
If fuel is not part of the tariff, somebody must be paying for the fuel.
We'll talk soon again. Just to say that we in the media think you should keep talking because that's why we are here. So if those who say,
well, the advice I also get is that I should keep quiet for now.
No. Well, if the power, even this morning, there's a lot of people commenting about power going off because of the rain, and because power is such a daily issue. If the ministry is not telling us anything, it worsens the anger. So for me, every explanation is useful. So if you be available as you have been, it helps us.
Anyway, I learned some lessons from the parliamentary briefing. I won't talk about that now. So as we work, we also learn, and then we use that to improve the work we do. But we'll keep at it. We'll keep working very hard. And from where I sit, I see real results coming, and I'm confident that this sector will turn it around.
Thank you. That was John Jinapo, Minister for Energy and MP for Yapeku. So it's 11 minutes past 8. We had a lot more questions to ask, but for two reasons: because of time and the way we've structured the show, and also because he's committed to coming to do a full interview. We'll pause for now. So Susu, please forgive me. It's 11 minutes past the hour of 8. Tech and social media trends is brought to you by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana is introducing the all-new First mobile app from First Bank Ghana. It's an experience that gives you convenience of banking from the palm, from your palm anywhere in the world. You can do everything you do when you go to the bank, including now buying data and airtime on your mobile app. You can transfer money from your account to your Momo. You can transfer, do inter and intra-bank transfers. You can request for receipts of previous transactions. You can generate that and you're good to go. So many features available here. Visit the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download the First mobile app and bank with ease like never before. 0596 921 921 is the number to call. Email is firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. You can also visit any of our branches nationwide. First Bank, you first.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Graham, let's hear what's trending this morning.
Well, there's a lot of trends, especially about the floods and sports, but I'll keep it local first. So I'll start with the floods. So Accra, Lakeside, and Teshia in the trends. I mean, we saw some videos that they said were coming from Lakeside where cars were underwater.
Yes.
You know, it's very scary and very unfortunate. And you know, we are praying for the people there because that's not a pleasant situation.
Lakeside is shocking because Lakeside is a development that you can say a private company bought the land and built houses. So you'd expect that the buildings will not necessarily be haphazard. So I'm not sure if it's just a question of the way the land is.
Is this something that happens? You lived at Lakeside.
Yeah.
Was that something that used to happen?
So what I'll say is that generally that area is called Lakeside for a reason.
Yes.
Lakeside.
Yeah, exactly.
So generally, I don't think human beings are supposed to live in some of the places. There's a particular route to my house that when I first went to check out the land in 2011, 2012, it was a lake. Today, there are houses there all over. That alone should tell you the problem. So I remember 2011, 2012, when I first went to that area, when you're driving from the Macarius Church towards Red Road Phase 2, on the left side, all of that was water. All right. And I then went all the way to the top to get the project. Now, when you go, that whole place is houses. So that alone should tell you that for some reason, we've sold places that ordinarily are meant to be
green belts, water.
Yes, so that's the problem. So it's not even about just the way you put up your house. Inevitably, there's more water in the ground. If it rains, it will get flooded.
And I also think part of it is also the proximity to the Brie, that hillside, because the water will come down the hill if it rains.
So that's what happens to Oyarifa.
Yeah, I have to.
The Oyarifa people suffered that a lot because for them, the clearing of the greenery on the hill brings water down. and it was serious.
That's why I think also contributes. I think those two combinations.
Places like Utinibi as well experience the same kind of thing.
It's very scary. It's very scary. So we are hoping that this will get sorted out soon. They've asked for government support, but sometimes, so I believe right now, I wonder, and I also wonder, is there the law people should help us? Is there a case against the developers? Are you allowed to sue?
Too long. I mean, simple. Look, there was a man who shot an Assemblies of God pastor in 2018.
Yeah.
Broad daylight. Everybody saw him. I think he stabbed him in church. Everybody
This
saw
was the one that he only now went to
It's
jail.
taken us 4 years. Think about it. Somebody went to a church and stabbed somebody in broad daylight. It took 4 years to convict the person.
Yeah.
So think about a class action or some case against some developer. Like you become an old man with no teeth before they finish the case. So imagine.
Maybe your children will benefit. Maybe you won't be.
Well, maybe we should start the case today. I don't know. It's too long.
Yeah. Sam George is also in the trends.
Why?
People are not happy with him.
Why
They expected data prices to go down. They said data prices have not gone down. So so they are wondering what's going on, what's happening at the communication ministry.
Is doing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of anger. And
data prices should come down.
Yeah, they are making data prices should go down. The quality of telco should go up. They want a lot of things.
Over the last week, my MTN has been difficult for some reason.
I've seen a lot of people have been saying that.
Yeah, I think it was Friday. I couldn't even make calls.
Yeah.
And then some other time, my Momo, you don't have this Momo to wallet thing. It wasn't working. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I have two SIMs, so you have to be balancing it. You have to be balancing it because so there's a lot. I think the general quality of the telcos, a lot of people are not happy. So that's why Sam George, because he said you are the minister in charge, get them to fix it. So they are on his case. So now let me get to.
And by the way, the guy was stabbed in 2018.
He got,
and it's taken 7 years.
The wheels of justice
to secure a conviction.
The wheels of justice move slowly, but they come. But they come nonetheless.
This was not like in dispute. This was broad daylight too.
Without beyond reasonable doubt.
Actually, it's serious.
So let me get to the sports. There was a lot of interesting things. So I'll start with police ladies. They beat Ampem Dakwa to win the Ghana Women's Premier League. So they are the women's champions in Ghana. So congratulations to the police ladies. Crystal Palace, of course, in the trends, winning their first trophy in their history and their first FA Cup. They beat Man City 1-0. That was on Saturday. If you remember, all the Premier League games were cleared. So great moment for Crystal Palace, first trophy in their history. Napoli and Inter Milan are in the trends, of course, like you mentioned. They both played out draws. It looked at a point Inter Milan were going to win, but they missed some late chances. Had a goal disallowed. They let Lazio back into the game. Very unfortunate. And Napoli played a 0-0 draw at Parma. So it's all down to the last day where Inter Milan will play Como away. So a nice, interesting game. Says Fabregas, let's see what you have for Inter Milan. And
I think the league is going to Napoli.
Oh yeah,
yesterday was the Inter's chance.
Yeah. And I think they messed. And then Napoli will host Cagliari, who are not quite that good. But it's a southern Italian derby. So
I like the fact that lots of former EPL players are playing for Napoli.
Yeah, I think Scott McTominay has had a very good season.
Anguissa, Lukaku, they're about 5.
Yeah, Philip Billing.
So it's like a lot of these journeymen are making.
And I believe that if Napoli win the league, Scott McTominay has a very good chance to be player of the season. I think he has a very good chance. And then we have to talk about Ajax. They lost the league, and look, 3-4 weeks ago they were 9 points ahead. They needed about 4 points. They needed about 6 points from their last 5 games. They contrived to only get 5. So they ended up losing.
Talking about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Exactly. They contrived to lose it all. And I believe the match against Groningen last week would have been the most painful because it was that midweek because they were 2-1 up. Groningen have 10 men going into the final minutes and they just consider a last minute equalizer to a team who doesn't really need it. And that's all it was. So very unfortunate, very sad, but PSV are champions and congratulations to them.
All right.
So a little bit of tech news. The Telegram founder said France had asked him to ban conservative voices in Romania. So this goes back to what we've been talking about, tech and censorship and how some of these social media platforms can be used to shape political discussion. So the Telegram founder is saying that the French government was putting pressure on him to influence the politics in Romania, because if you have been following the news in Romania, there's been some controversy about one of their candidates. He's been banned from running. And the Telegram founder is saying that he was being asked to kind of limit them and
censorship.
Exactly. So he said, Telegram said they won't block anyone, that they are for free speech and that kind of stuff. But it raises questions about where does the government's right to limit speech, which is potentially harmful, start and end. So
very good point.
Very interesting discussions.
Thank you, Susu.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adopted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agricultural exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, will take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex iTunes Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and also patients. This advert is FDA approved.
He dribbles one, two defenders, shoots, goal!
Wait, you captured that moment?
Of course. With my new HMD phone's AI dual camera, I never miss the perfect shot.
HMD, the official mobile partner of FC Barcelona?
Yeah, bro. It's now available in Ghana.
Europe's largest phone maker brings you the HMD Arc and Aura 2 phones. With its 3-day battery life, you can do the things you want to do without rushing out to get your charger. HMD, makers of Nokia phones.
Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder. Abuna abonje krakra, Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder.
In every Ghanaian home, there's a trunk, not just of GTP fabrics, but also stories and tradition passed on from mother to daughter to help her discover herself, to shape her dreams and hopes, to usher her into becoming a woman wrapped in purpose. Celebrate every woman's journey of growth into womanhood with the new GTP Mother's Day collection, now available at all accredited dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, and online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Verify authenticity by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP, life styled.
Are you a company looking for professional HR service support? Zipline Recruitment Services Limited is ready to assist. We are a reputable Ghanaian-based company, internationally certified and locally licensed with wide range of HR services. We employ graduates and certified professionals with wide range of disciplines for our clients locally and abroad. We provide HR consultancy and HR training services for businesses and public institutions. We also manage payroll for our clients. And we outsource tellers, drivers, domestic workers, etc. for our cherished clients locally and internationally. Contact Zipline Recruitment Services Limited today on 0509 000 600 or 0507 000 700 or 0303 980 987. You can reach us on all our social media handles and at www.ziplinerecruitment.com. Zipline Recruitment Services Limited, your HR and recruitment solution.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
So it's 8:27 on the Citi Breakfast Show. Are you ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career? Apply for Ashesi University's Master's Program, which combines world-class education with African relevance. Regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi Master's Program equips you with the skills you need to lead boldly. Go to ashesi.edu.gh for more information. Experience the thrill of easy banking with Zenith Bank this season. We have 24 access to our secure digital banking channels from the comfort of your home. Make quick and easy payments with your Zenith MasterCard, Visa card, or Easy Pay GH Dual card. Simply use the Z Mobile Ghana app, Zenith Internet Banking, or dial star 966 hash to manage your account, the data bundles and airtime, make payments and more. Go to zenithbank.com.gh or call 054 2000 111. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And if you're not a customer of Enterprise, you're missing out on Enterprise Advantage Points, the loyalty program that rewards you for staying covered the smart way. With Enterprise Advantage Points, customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more through the Enterprise Advantage app. Log on to your account, access Advantage Points, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise, your advantage. And if you're looking to fast-track your investment process, take advantage of the GIPC 24-hour premium service designed to speed up investment registration and approvals. Once you submit all required documents and pay your registration, certificate renewal, or quota application, it can be processed in just 24 hours. Yes, just 24 hours. So no more long waits, just premium service designed with your business in mind. Visit gipc.gov.gh or call 0200 112 204. Kindly note that terms and conditions apply.
And it's that time again. The Citi Business Festival 2025 is here. Citi Business Festival is here all through the month of June, my birth month, the best month of the year besides the others. Citi FM and Channel 1 TV are dedicating the airwaves to one thing: business. This June we'll be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through on-air business discussions. Tune in every weekday at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and 10 a.m. on the Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. Expect expert interviews, practical tips and tools to grow your business. For more information on the Citi Business Festival, please call 0205 973 973. The Citi Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Citi Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM, Channel 1 TV.
Yes.
Now create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with a stunning selection of sofas, couches, dresses, dining sets, center tables, a wide range of beds and mattresses and other home soft furnishings. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort and affordability at Ashfom's exclusive furniture promotion. You get 30% off on selected products. Call 0243 200 729 or 0244 642 481. Visit any of our showrooms in all the big malls and depots in Medina, Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all Ashfom shops across the country. There is free delivery to your doorstep. Just be mindful of internet frosters. Terms and conditions apply. Be an Ashfomer now. Ashfom, feel it, know it.
So it's 8:31 on the Citi Breakfast Show. We're still here, Richard, myself, Caleb, and Francisca. We're actually introducing her before we did the interview, but I'm sure you'll get to know her as the program proceeds. But it's good to have you. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So you're a lawyer now?
I am.
You're a lawyer, okay. I see. So you're a journalist, lawyer, or lawyer journalist? Which are you? Don't look at Sky, just answer the questions.
Now you're making me look at it. So definitely I started journalism before. So journalist and lawyer.
Journalist and lawyer.
Yes.
I see. Why did you come back to radio?
Well, leaving was not necessarily some kind of retreat. It was to take time off and focus on other things. And as I'm in the company of colleagues in media, journalism is in our DNA.
Okay.
Once we're a journalist, once you become a journalist, you're a journalist for life, even if you're not actively practicing. And so I believe that there's still something or a lot to do.
Is that true, Sky, that once you're a journalist?
Yeah, I think it's...
Because both of you managed to leave and go and do something.
Yeah.
And you came back.
Yes.
I haven't had a period of leaving. I just left for 1 year to study something. So I don't know how it feels. Maybe I should also leave for a few years.
Well, I mean, regardless of where you are, there's something about society that always trumps you back to journalism. You know,
it's like an itch.
Yeah, you would maybe you want to comment on something you care about. Yes, a problem you want to cure, things like that. So yeah, I'm not surprised she's back. Welcome back to where you belong.
Thank you, Sky.
Caleb, read a few comments for me on the
Please
energy
tell
sector.
the energy minister that my lights have been off since last night. Shelley from Spintex Community 18 sent that. Bernard, I would appreciate it if you could inquire from the Minister of Energy about the functionality of the ECG Power app used to pay postpaid electricity bill payments. Unfortunately, the app has been experiencing issues with balance updates following top-ups for a while now. Frank from Kukurantumi sent that through. Bernard, good morning. The frequency of doomsaw and low current in the Yeji area is very bad with no explanation to community members. What is going on there? I wanted to ask the Minister. Kojo Maoli from Asante Mampo send that through. Good morning, Bernard and team.
Morning.
I heard the minister say ECG spent about 8 billion Ghana cedis last year, and further that this year would be under 8 billion. He further says that the 8 billion was from procurement department alone. We are told that that procurement was excessive, i.e. much more than the ECG required. As such, procurement of under 1 billion may not necessarily be a saving, as the minister puts it. We can now know the real savings if we are told the planned procurement. Also, ECG expenditure may not be from procurement only. We need to be told the total expenditure in order to understand the situation. We pray God helps the minister's transformation agenda. God help Ghana. Alpha from Obodankadi send us through. Bernard, a little advice to the minister. We appreciate the enormity of the problems and we are all ready to help address them. Instead of increasing utility prices to pay energy sector debts, they should rather pause further, reducing the price of fuel, which will not reflect in reduction of trotro fares anyway, and rather introduce a levy in the fuel pricing to help raise money to pay the debts. This levy shouldn't lead to an increase in fuel price, but just mop up what could have been the reduction. In this way, we will pay without feeling the pain of increase in utility prices. Let's find smart ways of addressing issues. Thank you. BB from North Kaneshi send that through.
All right, so let's just do a quick check of those in this studio, whether the rain affected you that severely. Because yesterday we got a lot of videos of the rain and what it was doing. Did you have any problem with your house?
No, I did not.
You are fine. You don't live in there. What about you?
No, my area didn't flood as well.
What about you?
Well, in my case, I mean, going on the Ofanko Highway,
Yes.
parts became flooded. You know, I'm talking about if you're going towards Msawam. The distance from the Achimota Mall towards the Ofanko Old Barrier.
Right.
Yeah.
For some reason, anytime it rains, quite
so around Old Peace FM.
Yeah, that's right. You see that exactly. I don't know whether it is engineering problem or maybe for some reason the drains are not functional or they've been, they are clogged with all kinds of things.
Maybe because of the project.
Oh
no! This thing long before the project even started. For some reason, that place always gets flooded. It is just like if you are coming from you are on the Obasanjo Highway, going towards the Jolu Junction, Perez area there. You know the electricity box station just before that.
There's some railway line around that.
Exactly. For some reason, anytime it rains, that place also gets
It's a bit of a depression as well.
Exactly.
Okponglo, you get that as well. Shiashi, they're about.
In fact, from Tesano, when you're about getting to the police training school,
yes,
I think it's almost immediately in front of the GTUC.
That side flats.
Exactly. So, and you would see many long queues of vehicles.
Yeah.
Trying to navigate themselves through the water. It was depressing.
The other thing I don't understand is why vehicles almost always break down when it rains. I don't know whether it's the flood waters they drive through. Is there an engineering or mechanical thing that explains that? Because
let me read. Let me read what the weather people said. Before the rain. So I think they got it right.
Forecast.
So 18th May. That was when Sunday.
Yes.
As referenced in the afternoon forecast, and this forecast I got late afternoon, so early evening. So as referenced in the afternoon forecast, the rainstorm has triggered thunderstorm with rains of varying intensities along the coast and inland areas. It's expected to persist, inducing cloudy conditions and further produce thunderstorms with or without rain over coast, middle or transition sectors. Caution, moderate to strong winds may precede the rainstorm. Flash floods are likely to occur over low-lying areas. Poor visibility is anticipated, and this was really over the southern part of the country. My point is that this we were warned about this. Okay, so it's not like an out of. In fact, let me read the original forecast. A weak to moderate rainstorm over the coast of Benin and Togo is having a westward propagation towards Ghana. The storm is expected mostly to cover. The storm is expected to cast mostly cloudy conditions and produce thunderstorms with or without rain over the coastal and middle sectors. And then they speak of other things. So if you have 3 hours of such rain, maybe it's normal to expect some flooding. So maybe we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves as a society. It's like
I think that the gutters are clogged. They have been So people are pushing all kinds of things into the gutters.
But the NADMO director general, the other time he came here, told us that they had been working to desilt our gutters ahead of the rains. So
when was the last time you saw someone passing along the Kojo Thompson Road, the gutters, the one that we've covered?
Yeah.
Did you see anybody recently desilting?
No, I haven't seen one in recent.
So you don't want me to blame the intensity of the rain? You're saying it's human behavior?
Yeah, because that's what engineering is all about, right? So, for instance, we do know that they are doing some work on the Odo drain.
That's correct.
Trying to desilt
to the brim.
Exactly. That's a good one. They are doing it.
Yeah.
Some work is being done. But, I mean, you walk around the city and try and look out for the thing they are talking about, whether that is happening. In my respectful view, there are a number of issues here. First of all, we are building on waterways, or in cases where we are building at the right places, we are not doing the right engineering. People just go into the space, they have a land, and they start building. In many cases, without a permit. Now, to get a permit, there are certain requirements you need to meet. First of all, who is coming to build for you? Do you need an architect? Has the geological, the other people, the survey people, have they come to look at the area to tell you that, oh, this is the elevation you need? All of those things have got to be done. In which way are you sloping, what do you call it, water, when you're doing the flooring and all of that? How should they slope? All are questions that someone with expertise would have to determine on. And then you can only do that if you go through the right processes. And the person building for you, is it a proper contractor?
Pascal, the number of houses that are built wrongly, what I'm trying to say is that maybe it's gotten to a point where we just have to accept that this is not going to change, because go to a place like Oyarifa. All right, there are so many buildings which got flooded because of where they are. I'm not even sure they are in wrong areas. It's probably because, as we've said, the hill, people have sold parts of the mountain and they've put up buildings. So the vegetation that holds off rainwater doesn't do that anymore. And there are many places like that. There's a place called, is it Owusu Ansa also? Okay. Is that a name? Owusu Ansa. I mean, I don't think they've particularly done anything wrong in that area. They just happen to be at the foot of a hill, which hill has had portions sold off to people. So what I'm trying to say is that we've gotten to a stage of our urban development where flooding is almost inevitable, and we probably have to change our narrative and say, how do we mitigate the effects instead of, because I don't think Accra is salvageable in the sense of how many buildings are you going to break, how many. Because, Sky, when I look at the map of Accra with waterways and wetlands, over 70% have been taken over. If you're going to remove them, you are just going to cause more humanitarian problems. So you probably have to say, look, let's do flood mitigation, plant trees, desilt our gutters, and then pray for the best, and then build a new capital somewhere.
Bernard, you see, I think that if,
I'm throwing it out to the public. I don't know if you want to debate you. I'm just putting it out to tease the issues, because for me, I know what you're saying is theoretically correct, but I'm trying to say that we've gotten to a point where you can do those things, but the scale of the lawlessness, the scale of the disorder, the scale of the encroachment has gotten beyond tactical resolution. So I don't even think any mayor can do anything.
No, I think that mayors can put in place who know what they want to do.
No, I mean, I'm happy to hear from you guys. I'll do a few interviews. Let me take your comments quickly, and then you didn't get any flooding.
No,
your area is fine.
So it's okay, but you would notice that there are waterways and buffer zones. There are places where are designated as wetlands, and you would find that people are really building close enough into the buffer zones, or sometimes even within those areas. And I think that we need to empower our municipal officials enough, those in charge of planning, those who have to search out, those who have to disallow. They have to get to work, and I get the sense that a lot of the people who are building within these areas are powerful people, and so just dispatching your municipal planners, engineers here and there to go there, some of whom may just be national service persons or people who are relatively new, who don't have so much authority. That is a bit of a challenge. But besides the engineering aspects of this problem, there is the human behavior aspect too, where people are deliberately tipping refuse into drains. And we've had places where we've talked about, okay, so let's close our drains, for example. Let's not have open drains so that we allow...
so that we stop drains.
Yeah, but even with the enclosed drains, people still manage to find ways of tipping mattresses and fridges and car tires into them.
Okay, so a couple of things. We are in 2025 and we still do open drains.
Yeah, that's a problem.
We probably don't have the system for underground drains, but open drains and underground drains both get flooded. Yeah. People who live at Anakrom say to me that they also live between the British International School.
Yeah.
The Macarius Church, all the way to my estate. The water took over the road, and they believe that the road construction did not help. So you know that road, I've complained about that road for like many years. So apparently the drains don't really move the water. I don't know whether it's a sloping issue or whether it's silt that has entered, but the whole place was flooded yesterday. And so, I'm not sure if, I don't know.
I remember that place because it used to get flooded and people got drowned and some people even died. We've done some reports there. Since the road was actually done, the culvert that was holding the bridge was actually expanded. And I've not heard of flooding in that area ever since. So the next question I'm going to ask is...
But this is the first major rainy season after that road, though.
No, but when was that road completed, though? It's been like 3 or 4 years.
That thing...
No,
that was
Nana Chrome is like...
22, 23?
That'd be 3 years. Yes, that'd be 3 years. Nana Chrome has been a while.
No, that road was... Mauli, that was 2024.
Oh, no. It's earlier. No, it's earlier. We can check.
23.
Yes. So it's been... So let's say it's been 2 years.
2024. Yes.
Last year? Nana Chrome.
Yes.
Oh, no. It's earlier than that.
Oh, Caleb.
No, but Bernard,
it's 2024. It's 2024.
Well, what I know is that...
2024. That was fully finished.
No, I covered that place. It wasn't last year. I covered it on the opening. It wasn't 2024.
It was...
So I'm saying it's earlier. I'm saying that since that road was done, the culvert was expanded. No, so the volume of water that could flow through that area was more than before. And we didn't see, after that construction, people drowning along that area. What has happened along the waterway or along that bridge?
Yeah.
Are people building there? Are people closing in on the buffer zone?
For me, because my house is there.
Yes.
I don't necessarily live there anymore, but my house is in that area, so I go there fairly regularly.
Yeah.
I will say to you that the whole place, some of the place, people don't need to build there.
Yes.
There are too many houses in a place which was supposed to be a water area.
Fantastic.
I think that's a fundamental problem.
Yes.
And then because of that, the drainage doesn't soak the water. So the gutter probably does not solve the problem because there's too much water coming and it cannot cope with it. Let me speak to somebody who is a duty bearer in one of the areas, and I'll come back to your argument. So Adenta has a new MCE. She's in the person of Ella Esinam Nongo, and I believe this is our first interview with her. So, Madam MCE, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. Congrats. When did you get confirmed?
I'm on the 5th of May.
Oh, great. Congrats. Welcome to the family. Well, we like Adenta a lot because I've lived there for many, many years. And
I see.
Oh, yes. And I think yesterday, a lot of the videos we got about the flooding were from places I can say are within your jurisdiction. So, for example, the Lakeside area, is Lakeside under your jurisdiction?
Yes, please.
Good. But what about Oyarifa?
No, please.
Oyarifa. So Oyarifa is Medina?
Yes, please.
Good. So Lakeside is. So maybe let me ask you generally, based on your scanning, which areas under your jurisdiction were affected by or have been affected by yesterday's flooding?
Okay, so good morning once again to the cherished listeners. Nana Chrome, Lakeside, Animal Research, Amenhia, New Legon, and Ashie.
That's a lot. And what is the scale of the flooding that you have seen?
Hello?
I'm saying those are many areas. I'm asking, what is the scale? Is it serious level flooding or just flash floods?
Oh, very serious flooding. Very, very serious flooding. So yesterday, officers from NADMO, Armed Forces and Fire Service were all on the site. And as I speak to you, some of them are still there, and they're trying to gather relief items for our people as we go around again. Myself, the MP, and the officers, like I clearly stated earlier, left there around 12 a.m. to rescue some people who were trapped in their homes.
Oh, so people are actually trapped in their homes?
Yes, please.
Wow. So you mentioned Ashie.
A lot of people have built on our buffers. So that is not helping us. So myself and my team, what we intend to do is we are going to take very drastic decisions that will hurt a few, but save a lot of people.
But these are a lot of areas, so because you mentioned Ashie, Nanakrom, Lakeside, and I think University Farms.
Amrehia, Animal Research, and New Legon.
And these places are all connected. That's a massive area. Have you done an audit to find out what proportion of maybe waterways have been encroached? Do you have any data to show how serious the level of encroachment is, which has occasioned this type of flooding?
For now, no. But by close of the day, we should have it from NADMO and the other officers.
So beyond the humanitarian response which you are doing, you're saying that you believe some drastic actions like moving houses or demolishing property would have to take place?
Demolition, yes.
That's what you think?
Yes, please, because we can't continue dredging. Dredging alone might not solve the problem.
But do you know if any major dredging was done before you took over? You obviously took over just last 2 weeks.
Yes. Yes.
Was there any major dredging done before you took over?
Yes, around the Animal Research Enclave.
What about the state of the drains?
We can't keep doing things the same way and expect different results. That's why I said that if drastic decisions are not taken, it would go nowhere. The dredging alone will not be able to solve the problem. When they come, sometimes they don't even come to the assembly for the permit. They meet one or two people and then they talk to them and they feel they are okay to build. So when you call the planning officer and then the engineer, and you ask them, you question them, they tell you that we don't know about this person. But when you ask the person says he's paid permit or he has permit for whatever he's doing. So like I said, first of all, we would have to get the data, and secondly, we need to take that decision. That decision that will hurt a few but benefits the majority.
In terms of the drains in the area, do you think there are enough drains? Because some of the flooding, from what I see, is that there is no gutter. So the water basically can't move. So, of course, you are just new, so you may not have done the audit, but are you confident that at least there are enough drains for the water to move? And it's a question more of the buildings that are in the wrong places.
As for the drains, trust me, we have enough. We have quite enough. But of course, we can still do more, but we have quite enough. But because people are building on the waterways, there's no exit for these waters.
Wow. So, by the way, since yesterday, have you rescued everybody? Are there people still trapped as we speak?
This morning I had a call from a lady around Ashie, so I can say that there are still a few people, but we did majority yesterday. Properties have been lost, lives, we've even lost lives as I speak to you. And a lot of damages have been done.
Where did we lose a life? Are you able to elaborate?
Yes, Lakeside. We lost 2 people at Lakeside. We lost one, a 4-year girl at Nanakrom.
Oh, no.
And then a gentleman around New Legon.
That's pretty serious. All right, so do you have the capacity to do what you hope to do? Because we talk about assemblies a lot, and sometimes we feel like the assemblies don't have enough, whether it's officers or enforcement agents, but they have a large area to oversee. What is the inventory? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We do have the capacity, because if the assembly is able to issue permits, we should be able to have that same capacity to either demolish or revoke their permits.
Good. So you will definitely be able to enforce the law within the Adenta area once you settle into the job. By the way, give me a quick overview of your geographical boundaries so I'm clear, because in the past...
Okay, so
yeah.
Adenta shares boundary with Langpantanan with Medina, and then we also share boundary with Katamanso. Then Kwabenya, Ashaman, and then Tema.
Oh wow, Kwabenya, Ashaman, Tema.
Ayawaso as well.
Wow, it's big. So a place like East Legon will be Ayawaso West Wagon.
Yes, please.
Although parts of Adenta will be close to that area. So, for example, Ogbojo is Adenta, correct?
Yes, Ogbojo is Adenta.
Ogbojo is Adenta.
American House is Adenta as well. Trafalco is Adenta.
Oh, Trazaco is Adenta.
Yes, please.
Oh, then you don't have a problem. It means your property rate will be very high because the buildings that
nothing to write home about.
No. I mean, do you collect property rates? Do you intend to collect property rates from people in Trazaco? Because they have been there. The buildings are very, very plush, and they have a lot of money.
We intend to do that because it's a property rate that will help us. The money from the property rate is what we use to develop the area. So what we intend to do is, or what I intend to do is that I want to engage the landlord association because they are the same people who convince their colleagues not to pay the property rate. So first of all, we'll educate them on what their property rate is being used for. When they see physical evidence of that, I believe that they will be encouraged to do more. And then again, we'll partner with them and also assure them that if they help us collect the property rate, part of the money will be used to develop their area. And I believe if they're able to do that, they would pay.
So from your understanding as MC, what are your top priorities for Adenta?
To increase our revenue, of course, because that's what the money is what we use to do everything, all the development and all that. So my major priority is to increase our revenue.
That's number one.
And by all means. And then also to provide an economically viable environment for our people.
I always tell people you have a very good market in Adenta, but a lot of people still go to Medina market. The Adenta market is better planned, but it doesn't attract the same level of patronage as Medina.
Because things are expensive. So people would rather go all the way to Medina, get cheaper things, and come and consume, rather than coming to Adenta market. And because it's a private owned, there's little or nothing we can do about it. But we still intend to engage our
it's a private market?
Yes. It's owned by the Smith.
Oh, it's owned by the Smith Flats?
Yes.
But markets are one of the places you can raise a lot of revenue. Can't you come up with an arrangement with them to help manage it so you can attract more people?
Yes, so that's what we said, that we would engage them. So that if, for instance, they go for their stuff in Medina, they should also look elsewhere where the things can be cheaper so that they can in turn sell it cheaper to the other people. So the consumer story.
Are roads part of your remit as MC?
Yes, but I didn't talk about roads because fortunately the drip machines that are here would also help in a way to make our roads a bit more travel. Most of the roads have been given out on contract. Contractors are not on site and all that, so we cannot wait for them forever. However, we can use the drip machines that we have now to make it a bit more travel. When we buy Lightrite and all that, we can just do a few patches and all that for the meantime.
Do you have the full complement of your assembly in terms of, is assembly duly constituted or they're still putting it in place? I mean the people in the assembly.
Mm-hmm.
Have they been fully constituted?
Yes, please.
So have you had your first meeting?
Oh, sure.
Okay. We wish you well. Please, next time in Aleta, so we come. I'd like to hear what you are doing in Adenta because I am an Adenta citizen.
Oh, okay.
So thank you. Thank you very much. We've been speaking to the MC for Adenta and she confirms, quite unfortunately, she's Ella Esinam Nengo, that we lost 3 people. She says 2 adults and a young person, right? 4 years old. So that was pretty sad. I like the way she sounds. So she sounds like genuinely she wants to do the work. Yes, I just pray that she's able to do it. Fred, call another assembly person for me. But Adenta is big, right? And I think Adenta bought the brunt of the flooding. Ashie was flooded. Lakeside was flooded. They call it University Farms. Nana Chrome. She mentioned another place. Amrahia, and then they call it New Legon. So these are about 6 localities in Adenta that all got flooded. Adenta is very massive. It starts from Ashie up there, Amrahia, and it's all the way to Trazaco. and then Ogbojo, American House. So it's a very big place. Maijo is also Adenta.
That's right.
So you can see a lot of the flooding that took place there. She's saying they have to demolish.
Well, let's first of all, pause and say, our condolences to those affected.
Yes,
the family, because I mean, for it to rain and 3 people dying as a result, because the initial indication was that nobody had died, and I was telling somebody that it was too early to come to that conclusion. It's unfortunate, and we wish the family all the courage and strength that they do need to navigate these difficult times. But it gets us back to the issue. Must we almost always lose people as a result of rains coming in? And what are the authorities? Why is it that we always want to deal with the matter after the fact? Why did we not see it coming? How did the people build on waterways in the first place? Because an assembly, properly so called, should have the authority to intervene when people are doing unlawful things. Why do we allow the people to build, and then we are now going back to remove those structures?
That is the $1 million question.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Let me do 2 announcements and come back to this. I'm just happy hearing from the new MCEs, hoping that they will back their words with action. But let me just quickly inform you about latex foam and the good news they are offering. 10% off of everything from their showrooms from now to end of May. Come and get your favorite mattresses, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest drawers, and more. We stock flattering and exciting designs to make your home beautiful. Get 10% off any item of your choice. Call Latex Foam on 0302-231-155. Latex Foam, your partner for life. All right, let's read some comments on the flooding situation. Here's one I got, which is really, really disturbing. So this is somebody I know personally who lives in the estate. All right, so this is we call it Nanakrum Estate. Good morning, Bernard. Yesterday I left Trazaco at 7 p.m. You know Trazaco, right? And got home at 11:40. Guys, home is just an 8-minute drive, because if you look at the place that we are talking about, this is just not 10 minutes. So obviously the rain made it difficult. The bridge was flooded. You don't tell me which bridge it is. And we were told Lakeside was also flooded. So I'm sure this is the bridge you were talking about. Yes. The bridge that takes the British International School, which branches right to Santor and left to Nanakrum. The bridge was flooded, and we were told Lakeside too was flooded. This morning we are plagued with a similar fate, but most likely from the containers that were washed onto the road and everything between.
Containers?
So on that road, we are a kiosk economy. So all the containers which were not well laid have been washed onto the road. And she says there are too many billboards in Adenta. What would the MCA do about them? Then she sends me a photo of traffic. So when you're on the road from my job, getting to School Junction, there's massive amounts of traffic leading to School Junction. Wow. So so from Trazaco to and Caleb, I think we're both right. So the road you were referring to, so there are 2 roads.
Yeah.
The road from School Junction to Maijo.
Yeah.
Was done before 2024.
Yeah.
But there's a portion between that Santor Junction that takes you to Macarius Church. That was done last year.
Yes, that's not even what I
then
was
then from Macarius Church all the way to they call it Katamanso.
Yeah.
That was done 2023, 2024.
Okay.
So the portion that was finished finally was the one that is at Macarius Church. It was 2024.
Right.
I don't know whether that was the same road.
Yes. So I was actually checking a few things online, and I noticed that in 2021 the Nanakrum stretch was open to traffic, but it was actually completed in 2024 March.
Correct.
So that's just there. So it means that you could have used the road. It was dualized by 2021.
Yeah.
But in terms of the road furniture and everything and handing it over completely to the government, then that was done in March 2024.
And generally, because people complain about lack of a road, generally when the asphalt is laid and it's firm, they start using the road. But it's not the best, because there are many roads that don't. Yesterday I used the route from Mahama Runabout going to Tema.
Right.
There's no way of knowing whether you are turning to Tema or you are going to East Legon. This road has been finished for almost 6 months. They haven't even put the sign to tell you turn to Tema. You are just driving. So you can end up at East Legon when you are going to Tema, or vice versa. So there's a lot of ancillary works that are not finished after months, and that also worsens the problem. The drains sometimes may not be done. So yeah, go on with the information.
So the point to be made earlier, you talked about the volume of the rains yesterday, the sheer volumes. I mean, 3 hours of rains, that's significant. We cannot underplay that. But the argument I was making was that from 2021, since that bridge was opened up, it solved the flooding issue around that particular Lanacrom enclave, because I remember Vivian went there to do CNR there, and someone actually said that when it rains, the place floods and people die, they recover dead bodies like tuna. I remember that quickly.
That's true.
Very clearly. So after that was done, that expansion was done from 2021 till now.
It was dualized.
Yes, and we have
this is the first time we are hearing of flooding.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And so, one, I'm saying that the sheer volume of the rains from yesterday plays a role. But while we were there, we flew the drone and we could see that along the stretch of the water body, all the greenery was fast depleting.
More buildings
were coming.
True.
So whilst we are looking at the volume of water that came, the duration over which it rained yesterday, we also need to interrogate the anthropological issues here. Correct. Where the human behavior, I mean, building close enough to such areas, such buffers can contribute to same. So engineering point well taken.
Yeah.
Natural issues of nature also well taken.
Yeah.
I'm looking at requizzing the anthropological.
So I wanted to just say that there are story buildings around the bridge. Yeah. That bridge has many buildings that have come up. Yeah. What is interesting, gentlemen and lady, is that the places that get flooded in Accra are the newer places, which tells you that we are deteriorating in our planning. Yeah. So people are moving to these places, Oyarifa, Ashe, Amrahia. These are people are building houses. Yeah. So you think that 2024 you are building a house, the road should be straight, but it looks like the planning actually is even worse. Yeah. So places which are in the center don't get that much flooded. Maybe apart from Modona. Yeah. All right. So if you go to Laboni or Ridge, they are straighter roads. If you go to Amrahia and all these places, it's like it's a jungle out there. Well, that suggests that we are actually worsening in our urban planning.
Because, Bernard, elsewhere, you don't just get up and build. Normally, the place will be serviced. So let's say, for instance, you have about 20 acres of land you want to build on. The local authorities would have been properly informed, right? So then they give you the permission, if you're a private developer, to go into the space and then do proper servicing of the area. The electricity people will come, the telephone people will come and do their whatever, internet people will come, the roads people will come. All of these things will be done before you then move in to do proper building, right? But in many of the spaces that we are complaining about today, aside areas where private developers are in charge, where they are doing some form of servicing, many of these spaces are in private hands, in the sense of one man goes to buy 100 by 100, or maybe it's 100 by 70, as is often the case these days, or 70 by 70. He goes in there, he starts digging. No proper drainage system is being installed to ensure that it runs across, so that they speak to each other. Nothing like that is happening. The roads are not properly done. So these things, you continue to see them until we see action from the local government ministry, and then also the various district assemblies. You cannot just go into a space and start building.
Do you agree with her when she says she's going to start demolishing? And by the way, the new Adenta MC, I am informed, was an assembly member for the Bentana area. So that's around the Ashie side. Yeah. And that they said they expect a lot from her. So I don't know whether because she's been an assembly member before,
she would be acquainted with the issues.
And she did say that there's too many buildings in the wrong place. But in Ghana, when you start demolishing, it's a political problem.
But let me add something to that. When I did the report that dealt with the demolition exercises we've seen at the Ramsar site, right? Is it Ramsar? How you?
Yeah, Ramsar site.
Around the Lashibi area. I spoke to Henry Korte, the regional minister, as of that time. And some of the things that I saw, very revealing. As he explained, and in fact, it will be useful to actually even call him if he's available.
If Henry Korte is available, put him on the line.
He explains that, look, the whole Ramsar side and many other parts of Accra,
Yeah.
what they have traditionally done was to collect water coming in from the hills. You understand? So Accra is sort of in the low
it's like
lying.
a sponge.
Exactly. So from the hilly areas, when it rains, the water will move to these spaces and then
Settle there a bit.
Exactly.
Before emptying itself into the sea.
But for some reason, people have moved into these spaces, cut them out, and are selling them. Meanwhile, they were reserved for a good reason. And when authorities intervene, because of party connections, right? Chiefs are in position to remove some of these things. But even then, when they moved into the spaces recently to do the exercise, what happened? Assemblymen came, MPs came, the party chairman came, and nothing could, so that will continue to happen.
Let's read some comments on the situation. Francisca, you want to join me with some comments? But if you're listening to the show, let us know where you live and what happened. Did you bear the brunt of any flooding yesterday at all? Send us a WhatsApp 054-998-6996. Now, if you feel motivated to send us a voice note, we're happy to hear it as well. Sometimes the voice note channels the emotion much better. And the easy way of sending a voice note, if you don't know how to do it, simply save this number on your WhatsApp 054-998-6996. That's Citi FM WhatsApp number. When you save it, you basically go to the chat, place your finger on the green mic button for like 3 seconds, and then flip it up. You can see a recording sort of situation beginning. I don't know how to describe it. Recording. Sorry, the English is not coming. So basically, place your finger on it, and then you start recording what you say. When you finish, just click and send it to us. We're happy to hear from you. You see an icon. Thank you. You know, this is the language of the modern economy. Francisca, I want you to read some messages for me.
Certainly.
I want people to hear your voice.
The first message is on NADMO, but Bernard, quickly before that, I want to talk about NADMO. I want us to understand the mandate of NADMO. I think that NADMO has done a great job in their response to yesterday's what I can call disaster.
Yeah.
But part of their mandate is a certain preparedness. So NADMO is supposed to prepare and also manage disasters. And flooding is a disaster, or has been a disaster in this country forever, for as long as I've been alive.
Yep.
Start of the year, what was NADMO's plan to deal with the floods? We're grateful that they're going around and rescuing people, but it will be great to know in their planning. And I guess the rains exposes our failure to plan as a country. But I would have wanted to know a month ahead what the plan was to deal with the flooding that was impending or was going to happen anyway.
Good. Let me try and respond to that briefly. I interviewed the NADMO CEO in the studio.
Yeah.
Sat in the chair you were sat in.
Yeah.
He said they were part of the presidential task force that Mr. Mahama put in place to prepare for the flooding. Remember, they went to some place in Malam to do some things. So he said one of his men, I think his deputy, was on that committee. He also did acknowledge that they have a mandate that is beyond response. But I think that was where it ended. I didn't get too much detail on whether they had the power to enforce anything, because don't forget that NADMO can recommend that you do something to avoid a flood, but it's assembly that implements it. And don't forget that we've been in a flux between December and this month. We confirmed MCs only recently. So even if NADMO felt like specific things needed to be done, I'm not sure the assemblies were constituted well enough to follow through. That's not to hold brief. I'm just telling you. I agree with you. NADMO's response is good, but they are prepared.
NADMO is under the Interior Ministry as well.
So they should have access to even security to help them to do stuff, even if the assemblies are not there.
Yes.
All right. So production, there are questions for NADMO to answer. Please read some comments for us.
So, good morning, Citi. I'm surprised NADMO can say that there was no death from yesterday's storm. My brother-in-law lost an 11-year-old daughter when she drowned yesterday in a gutter in the area. That's coming from Pantan, Kente Avenue.
So that Pantan is probably different from the Adenta one, because Pantan, I know, is under Medina. So those who are compiling the list of dead, 3 Adenta, this is probably different. So production team, please follow up on this to check if it's different from what the Adenta MC gave us. Then we will know.
Prince Henry from Koforidua says, good morning. To be sincere, one of the major causes of perennial flooding in Accra and parts of Ghana is the way we have chosen to floor our inner perimeter of various houses. If there could be a regulation on the way we floor our various inner perimeter, it would help much. Lest I forget, so what did Cecilia Dapa do with okay? That's
Was she
noted.
Just ignore. So how is that even related to this?
Exactly. Bernard, along the Teshi Bush Road, the river and lagoon along the side are being filled. There are houses with their fence walls in the water. It's terrible.
The water.
You know Teshi Bush Road, right? When you when you use the beach road from Labadi and La Palm, and you drive as if you're going to Teshi, you get to a goil.
You take the left.
Next to the goil is a road. They call it the Bush Road. That takes you to a place called
Rasta along that street.
So that's Rasta Bush Road. Now that's where ICGC's new headquarters is.
Right.
All right. So this, if you drive for the first 200-300 meters on your left, you notice that there's some sort of wetland there.
Right.
But there are lots of buildings around. You
so
can't
people
tell.
Are building, clearing the mangroves and building.
You can't really tell whether the land there is supposed to have buildings on it.
Isn't this the same stretch where a doctor unfortunately lost her life in flood waters some years back?
So there you go.
Okay, more messages. The flooding on the Achimota of Fanko Highway at Mile 7 underpass is largely as a result of the silting up of covered drains. This is from Engineer Kwabena Osei-Bonsu.
Right.
CBS team, the EPA needs to step in and address the growing issue of illegal sand winning on the Akuapem Ridge near Adenta Dodowa Road. If left unchecked, we may soon start seeing the same problems like the Weja Kaswa Road even before the ongoing road construction is finished. That's Delali.
Can you repeat
from
that message?
OGB.
Can you repeat that? I want you to repeat it with more oomph.
So Delali from OUB sends this. The EPA needs to step in and address the growing issue of illegal sand winning on the Akuapem Ridge near Adenta Dodowa Road. If left unchecked, we may soon start seeing the same problems like the Weja Kaswa Road, even before the ongoing road construction is finished.
This is serious. And I think that, Caleb, we need to do a report on this properly.
Sure.
Because we've advocated for this Dodowa route to be done. And if there's going to be flooding like the way this is saying, it's going to be serious. All right.
Good morning, Bernard and Caleb. Nana Chrome was completed in 2024.
Yes.
I drive my kids to school along that stretch almost every day from Lakeside to East Legon Hills. The road has tormented us for a very long time.
Yes, indeed.
Dear Bernard,
yes, please.
Yes, Accra can be salvaged. Amsterdam was salvaged from flood. So that's a disagreement, Bernard.
I thought Accra is unsalvageable. Even if Accra can be salvaged, you still need a new capital. I actually think we need to build a new city. I really believe so. I think that if you see what Abuja has become, Lagos had to. You see, Lagos was crazy until Abuja came. Lagos, they've tried to salvage. But, of course, Abuja now is probably not what it was 10 years ago. But at least, I want to move to a new city. I'm tired of this place.
But, I think that there's also a cultural aspect of the problem with flooding. Generally, the culture of Ghanaians. What's the guarantee that if we get a new city and we move to the new city, we're going to have a new culture? And not transport the old way of life, building on waterways, indiscriminate dumping of refuse in this new city. That's just
that is the everlasting question. You can build a new city, but if the mindset doesn't change, they'll transport the old mindset into the new city.
Exactly.
I agree, but we can discuss that. Let's read a few more comments.
Okay. So this is coming from Jones Adoboyla. Good morning, Bernard. New Legon was completely submerged yesterday. As we speak, my mother-in-law is still trapped in her house around the new filling station called Cell.
Are you serious?
So I guess that's a desperate call for help.
New Legon.
This is Jones Adoboy saying that his mother-in-law is trapped somewhere at New Legon, at her house near a filling station called Cell. Okay, good morning, Bernard and team.
Morning.
Discussing these flooding issues is a broken record. I am not an expert or anything, but I can confidently say that until the local assembly are empowered to tackle our spatial planning and the powers to prosecute, we can shout on top of our voices all we want. It won't go anywhere. And I promise you'll be discussing the same issue, same time next year. Isaac from East Yorkshire is sending us that.
I'm prepared to keep discussing it because until it gets solved, being quiet doesn't solve it either. That's number one. Number two, I like the fact that one of the MCs seems ready to do the work, right? When they are new like that, you need to give them the chance to do what they have to do. So I'm prepared to give the new administration the opportunity to prove itself. And I like the way the Adenta MC sounds. She sounds like she knows the area very well, and she seems to be on top of the work. So let's just hope and pray and work with her. That's what I'll say. So every now and again, when they go for a meeting, I'll let somebody go and sit in there to listen to what they say, if you can contribute or not.
Right.
You know, because I think it's the social accountability dimension of local governance is what we try to bring to bear. So I wouldn't say, well, because we discuss every year, nothing changed, we should stop discussing it.
But one of the predecessors, we liked him as well. He knew the area very well. Ninoy Adumwa.
Oh, yes.
There was a time he took us journalists on a trip to check the water course. You know the Bree mountain. So you have water coming down all the way from the hill.
Yes.
So we actually traced it.
I remember that story you did.
Exactly. And there was a church that was built right by the waterway.
Oh, Lord.
And we went to the animal research farm as well. People had built literally on the water. And it's taken a long time. Henry Cote led that fight to recover that site. There was a lot of encroachment. And if you check, the water course comes all the way from the hill down through the Marahia area, Sasabi, all of that, comes towards Boteman and all of that. If you go to the East Legon boundary road that was even built, for example, you know there is some dam that was built there.
They call it Abedipeles Pool.
Great. It said that it was dug so that it kept water for the construction of the motorway. Someone is building a very huge facility just close to that.
Are you serious?
Encroaching that area. And we've talked
You
about
can't even
these
compromise
things.
the bridge.
Exactly. We've talked about these things time and again. So it's refreshing to have new MMCs, DCs, all of that. They know the
I
areas.
hope it's not initial gragra.
No, you see,
AKA IGG.
and you see, if you spoke to Ni Noyadumo at the time,
Yeah.
you will enjoy speaking to him because he had knowledge of the place. He was an indigent.
Did you do any demolition?
That was the question that came up. And then the legal questions also came up because some of the structures. Yes, if you are going
the
to
people who are doing the wrong thing go and get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like Rich's guy.
So
you say, "Oh no, this is inconstitutional."
But if you go to Google Earth now, and you trace the course of the water bodies, it's all encroached. Even the greens are almost gone.
Yes.
So I mean, if
you want to demolish, they will take you to court.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And so
because lawyers must eat.
I'm saying that.
So what will we do?
Private individuals, citizens also have a responsibility.
Correct.
At least if you're going to buy or acquire a property and you see reeds there, you see mangroves there, it should give you an indication that this is a water. Churches are building in water
they are
bodies.
praising the Lord.
I mean, how?
In the midst of the lawlessness.
So you also have a responsibility. Until then, MCE can know everything, but they cannot do everything.
We'll take a break.
So
on
I'm
that
not as
point.
optimistic.
We'll come back. Caleb is not optimistic, but I choose to be.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ever wondered why the finest treasures of Africa feel like hidden secrets? The craftsmanship, the passion, the untold stories. Well, Ghana, the wait is over. Afro quality is here. Afro quality is your destination for the finest collection of African products. From beautifully crafted, ready-to-wear clothes, organic skincare products, bags, shoes, and fashion accessories. All made in Africa and curated from Ghana to Kenya, Rwanda to South Sudan, South Africa to Nigeria, and all over the continent. Every item is made for those who value the best. Find us in East Legon on the American House Road on top of Say Cheers. Visit at afroquality.com on Instagram or TikTok or 053-3392-345. Afroquality, because you deserve the finest.
Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. Get unbelievable local entertainment with Shaka Lemba, Nigerian Idol, and Big Brother Niger.
Unforgettable night.
Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, La Liga, F1, and more.
Absolutely sensational.
Laugh along with unbelievable kids edutainment like Paw Patrol. And experience unbelievable international shows like Law and Order and Lioness Special Ops.
Let's go!
Download the My DSTV app today and own the unbelievable.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehovah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Dear home, no interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest payment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle change. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5043 or 020-477-5042. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C supplied. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Mama meme, Mama meme, Mama me, Mano Gilo, Mano Giboko.
927 City Breakfast Show. The Mobile Money Festival train, that Momo Fest 2025 is here. Join us for a shopping and musical experience from your favorite vendors and artists from the 16th. Oh, I think it's already passed too. So why are you letting me read something that's passed, Charlie? Don't misbehave in front of me. It happened over the weekend, so please allow me to go through. Alright, but this one has not happened yet. Are you a business or individual looking to cut energy costs and go green? Don't miss the AGI Renewable Energy Efficiency, the B2B Expo, happening Thursday 22nd May at the Accra International Conference Center. Come and connect with trusted renewable energy companies, explore financing options, and get sustainable energy solutions tailored to your business. Register free at www.agiesc.com/expo. Brought to you by AGI Energy Service Center in partnership with Swiss Contact Energy Commission, Partner Africa Project on Vocational Skills Training, and GIZ Pact for Skills. Roberts & Sons Opticals is excited to announce the arrival of their stunning new optical frames collection. From the sleek molding to vintage chic, our frames are designed to make you look and feel amazing. We have good offers and amazing deals for you, and there's something for everyone. Visit Roberts & Sons today and discover your perfect pair of authentic and affordable frames for both adults and kids. Our expert opticians are here to help you find the perfect fit. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to upgrade your eyewear. Call us on 0501 519 111 or visit our store robertsandsonsoptical.com for better experience in shopping. Roberts & Sons, seeing is believing. Now, Scancom PLC, also known as MTN Ghana, invites all stakeholders to its extraordinary general meeting, which is EGM, takes place both in person and virtually on Wednesday, 21st May 2025 at 11 o'clock. The in-person event will be held at the Accra International Conference Center. Shareholders wishing to participate virtually must use their unique access code, which has been shared with all shareholders via SMS and email. Now, the access link to the virtual EGM is basically mtnghegm.com. You can also send an email to info@csd.com.gh for more information. We look forward to your participation in this very important EGM.
And if you are building big, Vaneado is ready to build with you. From high-end apartments to office blocks, hotels to private homes. Vaneado is a trusted name for premium finishes at project-friendly prices. We supply luxury bathrooms as Cavilloni kitchens and tiles that combine international quality with unbeatable value, perfect for architects, contractors, developers, and interior designers. And the best part, well, Vaneado offers bulk deals, special project pricing, and tailored packages to suit every skill. We don't just supply, we partner with you to deliver excellence on time and on budget. Visit us. Our showroom is on Ring Road, opposite Laboni Junction. Call us on 055 000 0031 or 0244380293 to speak with our projects team. Vaneado, powering bold projects. Now, when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 hour grade cement is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. Since 2000, they've been putting smiles on the faces of homemakers with their high quality brand that's rated green by the EPA. Now there's the 32.5 hour grade, great value for every pocket. You deserve the very best, so make Diamond Cement your number one. Anyone who wishes to buy Diamond Cement should deal with the company directly. They are located at Takrady, Aplau, and Buepe. That's where their factories are, but you can find them across the country. Their numbers are 0244 313 368 or 0540 111 978. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. Bold Foods is definitely the number one option for the delivery of all your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. Don't miss out. Only on Bold Foods, get 1 medium pizza, 2 small cokes, and 4 crispy chicken wings for just 160 Ghana cedis from Eddie's Pizza. You can as well grab a small pizza and 1.5 liter drink for just 120 Ghana cedis from Cheesy Pizza. These offers are exclusively available on Bold Foods. Download the Bold Foods app today and enjoy.
So it's 9:32. A few more messages coming. I'm going to read a couple of them. Bernard, please hit the point on Sky. The lawyers frustrate the MMDAs a lot.
Yum.
The small IGF cannot be spent on litigations. While the problems still remain unsolved.
Demolish it.
So tell Sky
Demolish
and the new lawyer that while the lawyers keep on defending wrong and encroachers, lives are being lost. Then they will be complaining. Assembly work in Ghana is very difficult.
Yes.
This is from Enyonam in Adenta. And it says, by the way, the new MCE is still an assembly member until her appointment.
Oh, okay.
This is her second term. Bentana is around the flat area to Frafra Sky. I know you want to respond, but wait. Let me finish. Let me read more. Bernard, when you guys talk about our attitudes and the likelihood of transposing same to a new city we might build, it's very true. I presume you know Lewisham or Dalston Market area in London. When you go there, you hear a lot of Chi being spoken, as if you were in Ghana, and there are also lots of Nigerians too. It seems the London authorities have given up. The whole area is a mess.
You don't mean it.
For instance, they throw wastewater onto the street.
You don't mean it.
The stench there is horrible.
Yeah,
very soon, we might be seeing flooding in Tematu. The gutters are choked. There are containers everywhere, as though there was never any planning. So last in Tema, Charlie, he said that they do things for Lewisham. Charlie, you know London Sky, so I don't know if this is true. He said the Ghanaian Nigerians, they've made a place like Makola Market. They spot a place. Let me read a few more messages on this matter. ECG is also sent out something, Caleb. Aiku, I'll send you a bill because the way Aiku they send me ECG official communication is always coming to my phone. I think Omani should send ECG a bill.
Is this the ECG to collaborate with NADMO to restore power supply?
Every 2 seconds, sending me a message. Aiku, you have to bill.
Nana Chrome is in the mix.
So the ECG wishes to inform our cherished customers and general public that the heavy rainstorm that hit the Greater Accra region on Sunday, 18 May, has caused flooding and some outages within our network. After the rainfall, NADMO requested that the following areas be isolated due to flooding. Isolated means it will quench your light. Boteman Stadium, affordable housing, Boteman Township, Little Roses,
it's gone.
Lakeside, Nana Chrome, Kisseman, Domi Pillar 2, Christian Village, School Junction, Melcom, Maijo Zoom Lion, University Farms, Trazaco Third Gate, Legon Hill, Santo, Blue Kiosk, Adenta ECG office. The ECG office them they go. Adenta ECG office. Medina Islamic University.
Okay.
Now ECG is collaborating with NADMO for their directive before power supply is restored. Individual and localized outages and incidents of falling poles or sagging conductors within customers' vicinities should be reported to the ECG call center. The number is 0302-611-611. Omani, please send ECG an invoice. We can't be doing this announcement for free. We're a business. We are not a charity. So please send an invoice to Aiku and say that for free announcement. You've been sending this since last week. Every week you send something. Meanwhile, I sit here and I'm doing this work. People send me complaints. I send it to ECG. They solve it. They don't give me anything. Now you are doing official announcement for free. Omani, please send an invoice to ECG. Call Mr. Aiku. The number is 0302-611-611. Now, they even have the social media handles too. So they are saying ECG official on Facebook and X. You get it?
Yeah.
So please, if you have any sagging pole or sagging lines in your area, please call ECG.
While Mr. Iku is on our radar, I'd like to remind him that the neighborhoods of Kokumpe, this is Kreda Estate, around the District Electoral Commission office, they've complained that some of them have not had lights for a very long time. They've been to their offices and they don't get any response. So Mr. Iku, please.
Sky, do you know Christian Village Cemetery Crossing?
Yeah, that's right. So
Charlie, I just got a video of the flooding yesterday. They said they call the place Christian Village Cemetery Crossing to the bridge at Domi. Look at it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Seriously?
That's crazy.
Christian Village Cemetery Crossing to. It's like if you drive in this, your car would go. Wow. We'll play a few voice notes shortly. I just wanted to read a couple more messages. Bernard, NADMO has some really good law. Usually they don't appear operationally prepared for emergencies. If we had a proper housing system or state housing to guarantee affordable housing, the rush to put up structures everywhere will reduce. Until we consider the issue of available and affordable housing, we will continue to grapple with this problem. I think the chiefs and landowners who sell their lands must also be looked at closely. Now, this is a lawyer sending me the NADMO Act in response to your question.
Right.
So, NADMO has power, but some of that power cannot be harnessed in the chaos that we have in the country called Ghana. Bernard, good morning. Because of the works going on the motorway, most of the drains are blocked, so the water coming from the upstream are not able to flow properly. This is also another fact which is causing the floods. This is from Christian. Bernard, to get a permit is like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. The bribe takers are too many. I went for a permit and I was asked to pay part of the bill into an account and another to the site inspector and the engineer. The fire permit is worse. That's why people try and avoid it. That must be wrong, but the right thing must be done. The following can help. Publish the rate for permits in the premises of the assembly or at the premises. Publish also the procedure for securing the permit. Reverend Dr. Nyeko Avotri. Full message. The permit process is like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. How will people not break the law? Hello, Bernard. I have just completed my house at a place called Fete Kakraba.
Okay.
I spent this weekend there. The town is divided by a stream, Kakraba and Mamfa. I could not come back to Accra to Adenta yesterday because a private developer is filling the stream with rock chippings and sand. He is doing this because he built very close to the stream and is eroding his fence wall. This has cut off those of us on the other side of the stream. Well, you don't tell me who we've reported this to. But that's the other problem, right? You send this to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if the assembly is aware of this.
But now that you have spoken about it, they will be aware. If they have a media monitoring team, they should be put on notice so that they can go and deal with the problem.
Kakraba, Fete Kakraba.
Yeah, is it Fete? Which Fete?
I'm sure they are listening to Pink FM and they are discussing Kennedy Japan MPP. They are not interested in these things. They are not. I think they are interested in this. So they are discussing who is winning MPP next year. That's what they are thinking about.
The drainage aspect of the infrastructure, right?
Yes.
So there is a construction firm called Aramco. If you see where the Odona market was, the place that caught fire is just around the GCB. Apparently, all that market was sitting on a drain. So they've been trying to expand it. They've been doing some work to expand it. Last we checked, work was ongoing. But anytime it rains, especially even upstream, then it slows down the work because the concrete, all that must heal and all that kind of thing. But when we checked on them, it was a Garrett project. I think it was ongoing. There's another one inside Accra Academy actually. So they are fixing a drain that will connect through to the First Light Pamprum all the way. That was also ongoing. There is one Volux who is connecting a drain from Bank of Ghana quarters. This is just opposite Accra Academy through Abossey Okai all the way to the ICGC towards the Kole. That one was a bit slow, but I'm told that work has picked up a bit. But it looks like anytime the rains come, then it will slow down the project a bit because of the concretes and all of that.
Aiku says you should send the details of the complaint to him. Francisca, please read more comments for us.
Certainly. And Otuo from Abeka says, we continue to see people building on waterways because the officers who collect money and allow people to build are never punished. It's only the builders that get punished. Let's get serious. Everyone wants to stay in Accra or Spintex, Tema or Pong will never flood. Asafuache Abolu inside Pong.
This is Asafuache Abolu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dear Bernard, my name is Ben Monyo from Mataiko Afienya.
All right.
Our community got flooded yesterday, especially in front of the Life International School. All our homes got flooded.
Oh no.
Thank you, Bernard and the team.
Thank you for sending us that message.
All the low-lying areas in Accra need to be hands-off, devoid of politics. We need a map of the whole city showing these places and how building there will be will subject the responsible people to prosecution. Another one from Reverend Ashi Loves, Majo Tishi says, please, there's no township in the Adenta municipality called Nanakrum. The area being referred to as Nanakrum physically and officially forms part of both Majo Central and South.
Majo
Central and South, respectively. You can kindly cross-check from the Adenta Municipal Assembly. All the residents there are all Majon lessees.
Thank you for that correction. Somehow they've decided to call the place Nanakrum for whatever reason, but he's right. The place is called Maijo. So we've stand corrected. Let me hear a few voice notes that have been brought in. I didn't know the flooding was that serious, even at Domi area. I thought it was just the Adenta area. Here are a few more comments.
Yeah, hello, Citi FM. So, in this thing, I think that until the development is led by the It's like my friend was going to buy land, and I was like, I mean, he said, yes, the assembly first demarcates and indicates where can be developed. So then they go in and do the roads, do the drainage and internet and everything. Then the private owners can now develop. So the fact that you own the land does not mean that you can develop it until the assembly comes together. So development is led by the counties and not the individual. And I think that we need to change legislation to bring that, so that the assemblies can indicate that, okay, this is where we are working on. If you own land, then now you can build, and all vice versa. All right, cool.
My name is Noel. I live at Amamole. I had no flooding in my area, but I think we should take it easy on ourselves. Yesterday, Accra recorded more than 6 hours of rain in certain areas. And for 6 hours of heavy rains, if there is flooding, it should be normal. What should be so strange? Some unfortunate lives were lost. May their souls rest in peace, and condolences to their families. But I don't think there is anyone to blame, but that there was a lot of rain yesterday. Thank you. Have a blessed morning.
Good morning. Let's be real. You see, one of the things you cannot fully plan for is rain and its impact. What you can manage is the building and their location. What we see are human activities in the flooding. So for me, I feel we've done too many talking in regards, we'll do demolition, we'll do this. What about the person who issued that permit to the person to build, or the developer to build? So that chain, that person has to be dealt with, so that people will learn lessons and then stop issuing permits. I don't have a problem with the chiefs or the traditional people cutting lands for developers. But the ball stops with the person who is designated to protect some of these areas, and that is the assemblies. So the assemblies need to take charge, and then punitive measures taken against people who were directly involved in issuing the permits. If there are no permits, then the developer action is taken against the developer, so that the owners of the buildings will now sue the developer for buying or letting them buy properties that are not in the right place.
Bernard, we are our own problem. I don't know, you can ask your colleagues at the studio whether they have gutters in front of their houses that leads to a main channel where water can be collected when it rains. We are our own problem, including the city authorities who don't even care about anything, constructing roads without gutters. And where there are gutters to, it leads to nowhere. We are our own problem. You go to Latebi, Okoshin, and Co. And even at those places, whenever they see the rains, they just go and then open their soccer waste and then throw garbage into the gutters whatsoever. We are our own problem. Sometimes I wonder the kind of human beings some people are, where they do wrong things and later cry out for help. I'm surprised. I don't know whether Ghana can work. The Ghana that we want to work, you do the right thing and somebody will do the wrong thing and then laugh at you. I don't know whether Ghana can work. These things, if we don't change our attitude, Bernard, I don't know. Have a blessed day.
Good morning, Citi FM. My name is Michael. I am calling from Ashonma Estate. Initially, I was staying at Botiano, which is right top behind the West House Mall. And you know that our place is hilly, mountainous area. So when it rains, the water gush out to fill the road. And when I'm coming to work, sometimes when it rains, I can't come to work. I mean, if I'm at work and I close, I can't go home. Just because of somebody's business that he has established at the roadside, which has created a problem and cars cannot move that is a waterway, but somebody have created a business that is making money into his pocket. The government also started constructing the gutter, and it has taken more than 2 years to construct this gutter, because when they started, it hasn't started raining. But as I'm talking to you now, the rain has started and the work has not been done. And when it rains like this, you can't go to work. Even when you close and you're at work and you close, you can't go home. So I have moved from that place. I'm now staying in Ashoman Estate, which when I came here, I've spent almost a week here. But I've been coming in, so I know the area very well. There is a place that I've been left for a water reserve. When it rains from the Kwabenya Hills, the water have to come and settle at that area. But as I'm talking to them, people are filling the place and building. Even just last 2 days, I saw a truck filling the place with gravels. So when some of us are saying that it is human issue for this flood, it is true, because people know that the place has been reserved for water settlement, but they don't care, because somebody who has sold the land has no interest for the livelihood of the people around. So please, this issue, we need to tackle it and tackle it well, because I'm very much, we've been having back and forth, creating waterways and stuff, and has not been of a help. So now demolition is the best. Yes, demolition is the best. For me, I support demolition, because people intentionally know that this place is waterway, but intentionally, I'm a surveyor myself. So in terms of the engineering aspect of these things, we need to, take it serious. Thank you very much.
10 minutes to 10. When we come back, we'll bring you a few more. City Breakfast Show, Monday the 19th. The aftermath of between 4 to 6 hours of rain in parts of the regional capital, leading to a lot of problems.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa wig or relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, Ash foam.
Mommy, I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country, or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Oh, right into the pond.
Of course, a pro indeed, Andy.
Another message? Oh, wait, not again.
What? What's wrong?
We've exceeded our fuel budget by 15,000 Ghana cedis this month. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's crazy. Just for a few vehicles?
Exactly. We spend so much on fuel, but I don't even know where it's going.
I had the same problem until Instroma GPS saved me. Their fuel monitoring system stops fuel theft and wastage, saving me thousands, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It paid for itself in months. Plus, I get monthly reports that track every drop of fuel. Hey, I know lose God.
Take control of your fuel costs today. Get a free demo of Instroma's fuel monitoring system. Call 024-676-7662 now. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo?
Have you tasted it?
No. But
But I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any question. Hey, milk na chum say. This is Milo all in one. Milo pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show. Everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. EcoBank mobile app. I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid my school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. Bank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Kids, no running. They grow up so fast.
Come here, guys. Who wants to watch their favorite show on GoTV?
Your family's favorite moments are made better with GoTV's shows. We've got loads of local, international, and kids channels, and all the football you need from the comfort of your home.
You can also watch your favorite shows wherever you are with GoTV Stream. Stick with GoTV and let's go together. GoTV. Love it.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Four minutes to 10. Here's a big one. Take note, team. It shall rain throughout this week. People should be warned.
Jesus.
Yes, so this is a word to the wise. It shall rain this whole week. This person doesn't work with... he's a friend of mine who listens. He works at FDA. But he's telling me to rain this whole week. I don't know how he knows. But for what that's worth, you need to prepare for it. So, yeah.
And in the meantime, if you're upgrading your office space, please call the experts. You want a healthy chair that takes care of your spine, call Expert Office Furnish Company Limited for your ergonomic swivel chairs today. Our ergonomic swivel chairs have intelligent seat cushions with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design. The dynamic smart motion back support technology is equipped with double wing support chips and has great benefits for your health and spine. We also have executive desks, cabinets, conference and all office furniture that suits your budget. We are located off the Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Asori Junction near ASI Plaza, Showman Estates. 0571 386 600 is the number to call, or 0244 280 532. On socials, Expert Office Finish Facebook, Expert Finish Instagram, Expert Office Finish is Instagram, and if you visit the website www.expertofficefinish.com, you will get us as well. Expert Office Finish, your health, your wealth.
Two big things to tell you about. This June, we're bringing you the AgriFair 2025, 3 days at the Effa Sutherland Children's Park. from the 20th to the 22nd of June. If you're a farmer, a processor, a supplier looking to connect with thousands of customers, this is your platform. Register for a spot by calling 0205 973 973. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices and treat yourself to sizzling kebab made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. So we're talking fresh fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock, fish, aquaculture, etc. The Agri-Fair is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM, proudly sponsored by Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana. And if you're ready to lead at the next level, the Management Bootcamp is your game changer. From the trusted teams behind Citi FM and Channel 1 TV comes a power-packed elite leadership experience designed to ignite your strategic edge, sharpen your decision making, and elevate your executive presence. Unlock insights from top industry leaders in strategic thinking, organizational culture, crisis management, and more. It's on Sunday 22nd June to Saturday 28 June at the Platinum Bay and Passion Base hotels. To register for the Management Bootcamp for your company, call 0242011424. So many comments coming in this morning. Let me end with the last one. Happy birthday to an amazing friend, incredible colleague, and a true sister from another mother, Theodora Deborah of GCB Treasury. You've been a rock, a cheerleader, a confidant, and a constant source of strength and inspiration. Watching you grow into this bold, beautiful, and brilliant woman has been nothing short of a blessing. As you step into this fabulous decade, may your dreams multiply, your joy overflow, and your light shine ever brighter. Cheers to 40 and flourishing. This is coming in from Anita Sobre to Theodora Deborah of GCB Treasury. Good morning, but I kindly wish Dr. Maxwell Oponi Entry a happy 48th birthday, bro. I pray for God's blessings for you. I wish you good health, wealth, and long life. From the family, we wish you the best of the years. Enjoy. And a special birthday to Dr. Oba Tampa Mary Awusu, CEO of the Ghana Free Zones Authority. Wishing you a wonderful birthday filled with joy and reflection. May you continue to lead us to greater heights. Coming in from Lawrence. Well, today's been an interesting one. We welcomed onto the team Francisca Kakra Forsen. Kakra, is it your nickname or your real name?
It's my real name.
So that suggests there's a painting. There is a painting.
Indeed.
Okay. Identical?
Very.
Very identical.
Very.
One day we'll talk about that. Hope you've had a great time on the show today.
I've had a great time. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, with your melon juice. Charlie, what basu? They drink watermelon juice. Charlie, from a bottle with Charlie. No. You know. The way you fancy up, the way Sky they do the air things, they do the fancy things. You go big, okay? It's so easy. So yeah, Francisca Kakra Forsen joined the team. Thank you for listening. Now Oyokote is going to take over the airwaves, and she's going to mess up with you guys from now till late on. But before that, City News at 10 with a Jubi. A Jubi is wearing what we usually call a pullover. Do you know a pullover? Or sweater.
Yes, Mr.
And you wore a shirt. When I was in the UK, this was my dress, you know.
Yeah,
when I'm going for lectures, I'll wear the sweater and I'll wear the shirt on cover, actually. The weather was cold.
Very cold.
Yeah, but I survived. I said I'll never stay in UK. It's too cold. Even though Ghana is chaotic, I like Ghana. UK, Charlie, weather cold too much.
Feel it in your bones.
Charlie, it's terrible, man. And the wind too was too much. So yeah, so we'll fix the drains and we'll live in Ghana, right? We don't get nowhere to go. So what's in the news?
Good morning and welcome to City News at